Welcome back, GhettoRig episode number 56. We got the whatchamacallit, the what's the word I'm looking for? The 4th of July edition.
Yeah.
The Independence Day edition. None of I kind of wore blue, you know. He's got a red drink, so I think combined between all of us, we got the red, white, and blue.
Red on me, okay?
Yeah. So between all of us, I think we got
and
the red, white, and blue.
And the one white man is wearing black and orange.
So anyway, all right. So I want to kick off with this one thing. Like, out of all the capery in the world, I think the biggest mustache competitions are probably the biggest cap. Have you seen, guys, the biggest mustache competition?
No, what do you mean by that?
So
it's competition.
So it's not an actual mustache competition. It's not like the shit that grows from your upper lip. Like, these guys will have this mustache growing down their cheeks where you get the beard, and then they go from like here on, and then they just extend these mustaches out. Like, how's that even a mustache? That's like a half beard. You know what I mean? Like, with the middle shaved off. It's like a reverse mohawk for your beard. That's what that is.
I mean, it's kind of
so you're saying basically just because they have this strip here,
like this
they
strip
call the rest of all that a mustache, right?
Well, no, like they'll shave this off, and then they'll shave this off, but then they'll keep like the mustache in like this
the bike handles.
Yes, except they'll grow like this, and they're like, "Well, this is the largest mustache." No, it's not. That's not your mustache. That's like part of your beard. Like that's the lower part. The Joe don't
the biggest
count.
Goatee, maybe.
I mean,
but the goatee's missing.
But like the whole thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, if they have the whole
Is there
thing?
a completely different like category? Is there like beard mustache or short mustache?
Nah, bro. They just consider that as the mustache.
Like, you know what I mean?
Cause like, see, here's the thing. Like, if they would let that go, it would like cover this part, right? Like, it would just look like a beard. You know what I mean? Like, just a long ass beard.
I'd feel like I'd want to rock one of those one day.
Alex looks like he's going for it.
When I'm like 70 years old.
I think that's like, we can't hear Alex.
You're silent, my boy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Trying to get that Sam Elliott like big ass.
I think Alex has reached his maximum capacity on the length of the hair that's coming out.
I imagine you eat a bunch of them, huh?
It got to the point where I had to start trimming it a little bit more and more.
It's a lot of work, man.
I can
Keeping
see
up
that.
with that stuff is a lot of work.
I'll line mine with my lip, like I just hit the bottom and then the top and the bottom.
As long as it doesn't bother you when you're like eating, you're eating some spaghetti or something.
Bad.
Yeah, the worst is you gotta like, not only you gotta try to shape it, but then you gotta make weird mouth like movements, like you're eating to make sure that none of them are long enough to get in your mouth.
No.
Well, today we have a citizenship test today.
All right, go.
Let's start with that.
And,
and then we can talk about vacations.
All right. So.
All right. We're gonna watch how Alex is so much smarter than me and Jay.
So some of the rules for this
about America. What are the rules? Wait, with his rules? I thought it was just questions.
Yeah, it's like a pop quiz. So you have to get 35 out of 50 right, all right, in order to pass.
We're not going 35 questions,
Come on,
bro.
we're doing a whole entire test. How American are you?
Bro, when you go for the citizenship test, they only ask you 5 or 6 questions.
No,
they
they
don't.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. No, they
How many of you been through the process?
My mom has.
Yeah, well, I have. It's 5 out of 100. They pick 6 questions. They can ask you more if you like.
But you have to know.
Yes.
The 100 or 50 or whatever.
Yeah, no. You definitely need to know the 100, but they ask you 5 out of like 6 out of the
50.
Nah, bro. It's not you don't have to sit down and like.
Probably depends on the color of your skin, how many questions you get asked.
I was gonna try and make this fun, but I guess I'm just gonna fucking give you the 5 hardest questions in the test.
That's fine. But here's how it works. This was my experience. When I went and sat down, he started talking to me, and my English is pretty fluent. And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna ask you questions." He starts asking the question. First question, not even halfway through, I answer it. So he asked me 5 questions like that halfway through. And he's like, all right, I'm not going to ask you the 6th one. And then just write down my name is, because it's like, it's kind of pointless for me to ask you all these questions. You obviously are pretty fluent, in English. So there's and you answered all these questions. So there's no point of going any further.
All right, Miggy. There's clearly some kind of interesting questions you got for us here. Hit us
Go.
with something.
Not really. Not anymore.
Damn. You just.
What are the hardest ones? Go. I mean,
you
we go
killed
through
this
the
fucking
50.
vibe, Jay. Look what you did.
We go through 35. Go, bro. Jesus.
All right. First question. What is the supreme law of the land?
Supreme law of the land, the Constitution.
Yeah. All right. What does the Constitution do? So we're just testing Jay right now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, because I'm too tired to be remembering.
He doesn't even want to think about that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm drawing blanks. I can't even like understand some of the words. Like.
All right, Jay. You're taking your
What does the Constitution do?
test part 2. What does the Constitution do?
Isn't this multiple choice?
Mm-mm.
No.
It outlines the law of the land.
No.
So what does it do?
Out of 3, it sets up the government, defines the government, and protects basic rights of Americans.
Basic rights of the American.
All of them are right. They're just different ways of saying the same thing.
Interesting. Said it wasn't multiple choice.
It's not multiple choice, but you can have various correct answers.
Oh, okay.
The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution.
We the people.
Okay. Okay. He's feeling cocky. All right. What is an amendment?
It's it's an addition to the Constitution. To the
you got it.
Constitution.
Don't think about it too much.
Bro, this is
right.
like one-sided. I've studied this shit on a
yeah.
repeat for like months.
He's been ready for this.
But it's
All
been
right.
10 years ago.
So what do we call the first 10 amendments of the Constitution?
Bill of Rights.
Okay.
I know all of these. He's just fast. I didn't know the first 2, but the other ones I know. He's just fast, man. My reaction's shit right now.
So what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment?
Freedom of the speech.
Okay.
It's on there.
How many amendments does the Constitution have?
13?
13.
Nope.
No, it's not 13.
13?
No, it's not 13.
We got him.
No, it's not 13. It's
How many?
17?
No. 19 or 26. 23? I don't remember this one. 19.
Damn, we're all
Wait,
all over the fucking place.
Wait. He's asking how many amendments.
Hey, Alex, I'm looking it up.
How many
Stop
amendments? Keep your hands in the air where I can see them.
How many what? How many amendments,
How many
right?
amendments does the Constitution have?
19.
I didn't
Not
even
for
know.
for some reason 19 is popping
Correct
in my head.
answer is 27.
Are you wearing something blue,
27,
Jay?
there we go.
Yes, it's
27.
it's like kind of purple, but it's like blue, I guess.
Yeah, it's bluish purple. Who is that?
Space Dog.
So what did the Declaration of Independence do?
Declared our independence and freedom from England's taxes.
Okay, America.
Merc.
What are 2
Fuck
rights?
yeah.
What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? Ooh. Do you remember this
Right
one?
to
Representation with
Representation.
taxation without representation.
Nope.
And
No. No,
That's
2
not
rights.
in the
2 rights.
Declaration? Damn.
Declaration of Constitution, right?
Nope.
No, Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of
Independence.
Independence. It's
What are
the
2 rights in the Declaration of Independence?
speech and
Nope.
freedom and liberty.
Nope.
No.
You're talking about the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
In the Declaration of Independence, you have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Didn't I just say liberty?
That's what I thought.
Oh, I did not hear you, my friends.
He did. He did say liberty.
Did you say liberty? Okay, you get that one then. Well, you only gave me 1. I needed 2 for this one. We're gonna skip that one. That one's cake. What is the economic system in the United States?
It's a
Capitalism.
capitalistic free market, capitalistic something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Free
Capitalist economy.
Capitalist economy.
What is the rule of the law?
Rule
The
of
rule
the law.
of the law.
Rule of law.
The rule of law.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is kind of a little bit
I
long.
hate
Yeah.
these fucking questions that they just words.
This one is
are
kind of long.
put
It's on the
together
tip of my
and-
tongue too.
There's 4
Because
different. There's 4 different answers. All of them can be right. Just gotta give me 1.
Declaration of Independence.
No, the rule of the law is a bit different.
Because that's the law of the land.
This is a curveball.
It's like the government. Something has to do with the rule of the
Yes.
law. It has to do with the government.
Do I make a
Like
Space Dog, you want me
separation
to
of the
get some,
government
like,
from
some
the
of my
church or
mom's
some
wigs
shit
or
like that, right?
Everyone must follow the law.
Everyone must follow.
Leaders must obey the law. Government must obey the law, and no one is above the
Okay, who's lying to these people coming into the country?
law.
Listen.
Name
Why
one.
the
The
fuck
government
you
themselves are
lying?
conducting these
Why
tests.
you
It's the
always
government.
lying?
Name one branch or part of the government.
Legislative.
Agricultural.
Executive.
Agriculture. Executive.
Out of all of them, you say agricultural.
Yep.
It's not even
Hey.
one of them.
I said legislative.
You got one. Legislative.
And judicial.
He said
Judicial.
agricultural.
There's like
the-
those are the
Judicial
departments.
and
Listen,
then-
there's a
Funny.
question
There's
with
three, right?
agriculture in it.
Legislative, judicial, and
There's Congress, legislative, president, executive,
Executive.
courts, and judicial.
oh, okay. What was the question again?
Name one branch or part of the government.
Oh, branch or part. I thought you meant just the branches.
What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
It's the checks and balances.
Ding 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 ding. Who's in
Which
charge
is
of
also
the executive
kind
branch?
of a lie.
Huh?
Who's in charge of the executive branch?
The president.
President.
Who makes federal laws?
The Congress.
All right. Good. What are two parts of the U.S. Congress?
House of Representatives and Senate.
Good job. How many U.S. senators are there?
90
50,
50?
52.
No, it's got to be more than that.
That was 55.
Because there's 2 senators per state, sometimes 3 senators per state. There's like 90 something, right?
No.
No?
Correct answer is 100.
Yep.
Each of the 50 U.S.
100,
states
yeah.
elects 2 senators to represent them in the Senate. This does exclude territories like Puerto Rico,
And
American Samoa, as well as federal capital city of D.C., formerly the District of Columbia.
Even though DC and Puerto Rico should both have representation
They
in Congress.
should.
well, Puerto Rico is a territory.
Territory.
It's not. It's just like it's a
Which is
whatchamacallit.
weird because when you're born there, you get the blue passport.
Yes. You don't. Do you get the blue passport? Or do you get the green card, which eventually can become a blue passport if you want?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a territory that belongs to the United States.
How many voting members are there in the House of Representatives?
246 or some shit like that. 44.
Should have trusted your instinct. You were
400.
435.
There you go. Well, by the way, to answer the question, why aren't y'all dressed up in clothes from the
I told him I can go get some
1770s?
wigs or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
Bro, like those
Party
clothes
City.
are hard to come by.
Yeah, you
They're
have to go
dusty?
to Party City and
My powdered wig is at the wash.
And they're all like made out of polyester, non-breathable.
Nylon and shit.
Yeah, we got
Hot
like
as crap.
79 different fans running in here with electricity.
All right, we're almost done. Why do
I would
some
hope
states
so.
have more representatives than other states?
Due to
More
like a
people in
larger
the state.
population.
Yeah, more population. We elect a president for how many years, Jay?
4
4.
years.
4
Up to 8
It's 4 years per
It's 4.
term.
per term. Yeah.
4. In 1 month, do we vote for president?
November.
Okay. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes the president?
Vice president.
If both president and the vice
Speaker
president
of the
can
House.
no longer serve. You didn't gonna let me finish.
I told you, bro. I passed that shit with flying colors.
Shazam, okay.
That's
Shazam,
10
I
years
see
ago,
you.
too.
All right, who vetoes bills?
President.
The president.
Okay. What does the president's cabinet do?
Elect the president. No,
They
not
just
elect.
advise.
Advise the president. Yeah.
Correct. Name 2 cabinet level positions.
That's the agriculture is one of them.
There you go.
In Department
there
of
you
Transportation,
Go.
Yeah.
Education,
Yep. What does the judicial
Homeland
branch do?
Security.
Judicial branch.
Court system, stuff like that.
What do you say?
Like the court system and
It's-
stuff like that.
Reviews
I
law.
understood something else.
Yeah, laws,
Yeah,
court
reviews
system,
laws, explains laws. What is the highest court in the United States?
Supreme.
supreme.
Free, like the nachos.
Name one power of the federal government.
What's that?
One power.
One power of the federal government.
Lie.
To,
To lie?
levy war.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other ones? Read the other ones.
To print money.
Highways.
To print money. To
That's a
declare,
real big fucking shift.
to print money, to declare war, and to create an army and treaties. Name one power of the states.
The power of the states.
Mm-hmm. This one's a little more difficult one.
Power of the states. They got their own constitution.
No. Correct answers. Provide schooling and education. Provide protection. Police. Provide safety. Fire departments. Give a driver's license. And approve zoning and land use.
That's too much.
Who is the governor of your state now?
Right now?
DeSantis. My boy.
Name 2 major political parties in the United States.
Democratic and Republican.
All right, and then I'm going to ask you one last question. Let me find one here real quick.
Is there any other major party? Like,
No.
No. Just Democrats and Republicans for now. When must all men register for the selective
18.
service? All right, that's the end.
What about...
See, like this is what I'm talking about. Selective service. If you ask a random girl what is selective service, do you think they know?
I don't think they know. I don't think they would know.
See, I never did it.
I don't think
and
they
I
want
don't
to
have
know
to
either.
because I'm an only son.
Nah, well, did you get Pell Grants? If you get Pell Grants, you got to register, no? Or does that exclude you?
I'm an only son.
Uh-huh.
They can't discontinue my name, my family
in
name.
theory, you do have to sign up for the service, but you're the only son. I guess if they do run out of people, you would still kind of be forced to.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure if
We'll
they like,
see- we'll see
if they
we'll see
like,
when
you know,
Russia
as of
invades.
the laws are right now, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, Russia is not going to invade. Do you understand, like, the logistics of Russia trying to invade United States?
No, it would be China before Russia.
It still, just think about it. Logistics of any other country besides Mexico and Canada trying to invade United States.
No, it's difficult. It's difficult for sure.
Bro, we're on this gigantic island that's like, if anything happens, it's gonna have to happen from the inside.
Hey, bro,
like there's no way
it's
they
the
bring
problem.
those
The
ships
problem
up
comes from not like the. I feel like the problem really doesn't come from like the coastal states. I think it's gonna be in the center, in the mountains, in the like. When you're like, they just don't know what the fuck to do, and then all those guys have like 30 ARs per head, like they're
some
just
militias
ready
set
out
up.
there. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like California, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I think they'd get through. I think they'd get through. But then after that, once they started getting into like the middle, oof.
They'd get past the
The
first
locals.
line
The
of
locals,
defense.
I think,
The
would be
first
a
line
big,
of defense they'd get passed through.
But how? Like, think about it. How are they gonna get past
Just the
through the first
initial
line of
invasion,
defense?
maybe like a lot of
Nah, bro.
bombing.
They're gonna get blown out the water before they even get close to the continental United States. They literally would get blown out the water.
That is the goal. That is the goal.
Like I said, if they could get there,
the
right?
best thing to do damage to America is low altitude bombing, but Russia doesn't really have that technology
Not
drone
even.
wise.
Not,
So
not
like,
anymore.
they don't want to also send a Russian pilot to do that, because then that's
What's it?
just like
Do you think
definite
China would
act
want
of
that
war.
smoke?
I think after Japan, I think after Pearl Harbor, they just kind of said, you know, after Pearl Harbor, I think they're just, even that would be difficult. Like, they have to be super small planes, which, you know,
Do you
which
guys-
And
wouldn't
we've
carry that
also
much.
recently, with all the like balloon shit that was like in the beginning of the
Yeah.
year, we've raised our radar systems to pick up a lot more shit.
What's up,
So
Fofo?
like,
I've been chilling, bro. I just got out the pool.
Yeah, and they probably knew that. I think the balloons could have been a ploy to say we're gonna lower this because they don't want to scare the people that there's an actual danger of.
Yeah, but that balloon was kind of bullshit. We already proved that.
No,
There
you're not
was
hearing me.
nothing.
Oh,
It wasn't
shit.
collecting information. It doesn't matter. It's
What? Well, see, hold on. You're not hearing me because right now we're fighting a proxy war in Ukraine. That's what we're doing.
Sure.
So if Russia decides to retaliate and decides to do what Alex is saying, low altitude, they have to be small planes, the size of that balloon, flying really low to do that. And for them to not scare the general populace, they said, okay, let's let a couple of these balloons go through, and then we're going to lower this and then claim it national security. But now the radars are lower. But in reality, what they're doing, I don't know, this is my opinion. In reality, what they're doing is they're actually preparing in case some shit like that happens, like another Pearl Harbor happens. I don't know.
they do so much shit behind our back. They don't have to stage shit to do things like lower it, you know?
You just cover it up, right?
Yeah, or just not talk about it, because it's not like the general populace isn't gonna notice that we lowered the amount of radar area to where we can see even more shit.
But as connected as we are right now, bro, like internet wise, somebody's gonna leak that shit. Somebody has a long mouth, big mouth, you know, just to get their 5 seconds of fame.
Real quick, I wanted to see, is your mic check on Fo? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's working.
Welcome, Fo.
What's up, bro?
What's up, y'all? What y'all been up to?
Chilling.
We just went through the citizenship test.
Yeah.
Ask him a couple of questions, Miggy. See if he can pass.
All right,
let's
all
see
right.
what's up.
Name the U.S. war between the North and the South.
Between the North and the South? Shit, I'm not.
No way! That's so easy, bro. Bro. No way,
Civil
bro.
War, nigga.
That's it.
There
That's
you go,
it. That's
there
it.
you go,
Thank
there
you,
you
thank
go. There you
Thank
go.
you.
No, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. History was the only subject in throughout all school. Anything that has to do with history and our government, all that shit, I didn't pay no mind to. I did enough to get by.
Did you have Mr. Warren?
I had Mr. Warren.
You didn't like him?
He was good. I just don't like that. I don't like anything to do with
I
that.
feel like when
Even
teachers,
geography,
I feel like
nigga,
when
I
the
don't really
teacher's
care
good,
about
I can
none of
enjoy
that.
it. History and not really government, but like
But
just
go
history
ahead.
in general.
All right,
Continue with the
I'm
next
gonna
question.
throw you for a loop here. What did Susan B. Anthony do?
Oof, I don't know. I know who.
No, I don't know who Susan is either.
I've heard
Do
that
you know,
name.
Jay? Do you know?
Yeah, I feel like I know Susan B. Anthony.
Oh, you know her very well, my friend.
Yeah, she was the one for the she was the one that
She didn't have anything to do with like getaway slaves or anything, right?
no.
You're talking about
She,
Harriet Tubman.
yeah, I think Susan B.
She
Anthony.
did. She sewed the flag, right?
Susan B. Anthony fought for women's rights.
Women's rights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, I'm telling y'all, you could keep asking me questions about history, but history is like the worst subject I was at. And don't get me wrong, like through school, I got like A's and B's and shit, but
You just didn't find it entertaining.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
or-
Like I didn't retain any of the information. I knew it,
Gotcha.
but I didn't retain any of it.
Yeah, I found it.
You
hard
kept
to
it ready for
retain
the
any of
test
that-
and
any of
then
that
forgot.
stuff.
Does the history class here in the United States teach you about the world history as well?
So that's
No,
how
a little
I
bit.
opened my eyes to
A
religion.
little bit. Like
That's
in
what
high-
mostly opened my eyes to what like religion originally does. You know what I mean? Like they teach you that shit.
Yeah, and when I was in high school, I think it was my junior year. I took like world history is what it was, and yeah,
I think
they-
it
they
was
go
my
over it a little
sophomore.
bit. Like, okay, so the
That's
most
okay.
entertaining parts of history for me was like some of the Vietnam War, V-Day, Palm Harbor was okay, or yeah, Palm Harbor was okay, but the Vietnam War was the one
Clip
thing.
it, chat. Clip.
So you like-
Anybody else heard it?
You like the
nonsense?
high
Yeah.
casualty times in history.
Sure,
Okay,
sure. It
okay.
was, it was just
He
at
likes
least one of
the
the-
action.
He's talking about how
physical-
entertaining
yeah.
He likes
the
the action.
lesson was because of the teacher.
All
you
right,
know.
so you like the wars, right? So name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s.
Oh, see, I'm not gonna be able to.
1900s,
One war, 19
bro.
at Iraq.
Fucking
Iraq.
Vietnam. They didn't.
There you
didn't
go.
we-
You just did it.
didn't
You
we
just
do,
talked about
didn't
it.
We,
There
didn't
you
we
go.
fight? What wasn't the
Iran, not
Revolutionary
Iraq,
War,
Iran.
like in 1930 something, right?
No, that was 17. That was
17.
long.
World
War
That's
II,
why-
World
that's
War
why-
One.
World War
the World
One
War
was like
War II.
19.
World War One and
something,
Two were
right?
both in
World War I,
1900s.
Korean War, Vietnam War,
Desert
and
Storm.
Gulf War.
Yeah, see,
Desert Gulf War.
history was not my thing.
That was
All right,
Iraq.
another one that's going to be a little more difficult, I'd
ahead.
say. Who was president during World War One?
Who was president during World War One? I'm definitely not getting this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say like I don't know, like Andrew fucking Jackson or something. I don't
Nah,
fucking know.
nah. Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson.
He was the 28th president.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II?
That's Churchill. No.
FDR, right?
World War Two.
What?
FDR.
President.
Roosevelt.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be off. I'm
Roosevelt.
gonna go-
Roosevelt.
yeah, I was gonna
FDR.
say,
Roosevelt.
It was
I
Franklin-
was gonna say
Franklin
Theodore,
Delano Roosevelt.
But
Who-
yeah, I know.
Who did the United States fight in World War II?
And
Germans, bro. Nazis.
Nazis.
All of them.
Germans, Japan, and Germany, Japan, and that was the
Italy.
coalition. Italy.
Italy,
There
right.
you go.
Is that all the fucking U.S. citizenship questions are about? Type shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
Really? Wow.
that's
I
U.S.
feel
It's like,
history.
yeah, I don't-
During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States?
Communists, bro. Russia.
No.
There you
See,
go.
I failed.
the
all these
commies, bro.
What did Martin Luther King Jr. do besides getting killed?
questions. Besides getting killed.
By the FBI.
Yeah.
He was very outspoken about the segregation issues.
He was for civil rights.
Civil rights.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
That one's too easy. Oh, name one Native American tribe in the United States.
the Seminoles,
Swanee, Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Is it Okeechobee one?
Cherokee's there.
No, Okeechobee's not one.
Seminoles
Okeechobee, I
there
think
as
that's
well.
what it is. Seminoles is one of them.
Yeah, I
God,
don't
I'm
know.
trying
it
to
starts
think of
with
the
A.
tribe that's in the movie Prey.
Apaches.
Apaches.
Can't remember.
Well, it was nice
Apaches.
being a special guest for the past 5-10 minutes, but
You got a little history lesson.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hear about the vacation?
See, guys, we bring you value.
Value.
One person at a time.
Little bits. See you later, bro.
Minutes
It's
at a
nice having you
time.
guys over.
Yep. See you, Mickey.
All right,
We'll
bro.
see y'all maybe even tonight.
Did they already all like leave?
I think so.
Okay.
You want to bring down that microphone?
Yeah. I got you. So we got a little quick special guest. Give him a history lesson. Seemed like he didn't know shit. I was like, damn, Martin Luther King, bro. Come on, you
All right.
black, bro. Come on, at least like give us something.
Since we got back into this, I just want to ask one more.
Wow.
Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States.
Mississippi.
All right. That's it. We'll end it there.
What's the other one?
Mississippi.
Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
So there's a river in here that goes through Georgia. It's called Chattahoochee.
Okay.
Chattahoochee River. So
Is
I
that
was
where the
at that time.
coochie is?
I was with my ex and we were driving to Tennessee because I promised her a vacation to see her family on Christmas. So I took her. We're driving to Tennessee, and I burned a CD of a bunch of MP3 music to listen on the road. Back then, we didn't fucking have connection or nothing.
Yeah,
She
you
tells you
had
how
CDs,
fucking far
bro, I
back
get
this
it.
was, right? So we're listening this song, and one of the songs was this just gangster trap song when he was like, bust that P open, don't let her something. As we're passing by the sign that says Chattahoochee,
Yeah.
as the song is playing, and then as the song playing, I put the volume down and go, bust that Chattahoochee open. Let that bitch to fuck for the entire road for the next 10 hours that we're driving, like every hour or two, just start laughing out of nowhere,
Yeah,
and it would be
Chattahoochee.
like, what was that? It's like, man, I just keep remembering the bust that Chattahoochee open.
I love when those things happen that you can laugh for like weeks afterwards. Like what are my the things I said? Like I remember
And those sound super dumb when you retell the story.
This one's
but
gonna
like
be,
at the
this
moment,
one's gonna be even more stupid. Mine's even worse. Ready? When we were playing, I was trying to teach a friend of ours, Shai Bacchus. I mean, he's not the smartest fellow. I won't say that. He's not smart. Ready?
He has his
not
areas.
he's
He
not the
has-
sharpest tool
he's-
in the shed.
He's not. He's okay. I tell him left, he goes right. You know what I mean? Like he's under pressure.
He's admitted
he just,
that his head is either nothing or elevator music.
Okay.
Okay, we're trying to play Tarkov. This complicated ass fucking game, right? And anyways, I run up on this little shed. He had just spawned, and I run up on this little shed. I didn't know it was him, and I start messing. I think it's like another player just scared, right? Because he was talking in game, but I couldn't recognize his voice, and then it was not coming through on Discord. And I ran up to the shed and I started barking in game, and he was screaming, and I killed him. And that shit made me laugh for weeks on end. I just thought of it, and I would start dying. And I would be in bed, and I started laughing, and I was like, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because of Shy." Just because he was so scared and screaming, and I could hear him in chat, and I'm like outside of the shed barking at him like a dog.
So you didn't want to die in the game by a dog? Is that why I was screaming?
No, I was just fucking with him. He was just scared. It was like the second time he played the game. The game is super like realistic. Like you're just imagine just sometimes you're just walking through woods like dead silent. It's just to the point where you can like when you have certain headphones on, you can literally hear the wind and like every single footstep. When you change material surfaces, it changes the sound like grass, metal, wood, water, anything like that. And then out of nowhere, it's just like boof, boom, you're dead. And it's just a really mad, realistic, like anxiety-driven game. And so you get kind of like into it, and you know it can get scary.
I don't know if I need that kind of fucking.
I
anxiety
scared
in
the
my
shit out of
life.
him. It was scary. It was funny as fuck. I
You did better
died.
than me. I was just like, "You still looting? All right, I'm leaving you."
Oh man, yeah. There's times like I was trying to teach him how to play, and I was like spectating him on Discord. I was like, oh, stream, so I can teach you, right? And like I said, man, I said left, he go right, and I was like, Shy, I can't with you, bro. How you want me to work with this,
Well, maybe,
bro?
maybe
like,
he's
come on,
dyslexic.
give me something.
Maybe he's dyslexic. Like I have to
get it,
think
bro.
about
I
my
get it,
right,
I get
right
it.
or left. I do.
I
have,
get it.
I have that where when people
still-
tell me
I
right,
still-
I have to
I
think
still
about which
try-
hand
I
I
still
right
tried.
with.
It's because people with dyslexia think on a 3D model instead of like 2D, so that like left-right plane is like also a Y and X axis too in your brain. So you're like, wait, let me flip and rotate to generalize where I am.
Wait, so not only do they read dyslexic, they also think.
Well, no, mine is
directions
not that much
dyslexically?
because well, mine is not that not that advanced because some people will say when they read like the letters jump out of the areas. But what I'll do once in a while, I'll switch numbers. When I say 60, somebody will say 64, I'll write 46.
Right.
You know, so once in
And
a while.
have you
I'll do
ever
that.
seen like those sentences where the first letter and the last letter of the word are the same, but they mix up the
Oh, I
letters
do.
in the
I
middle,
do that all the time.
and you're able to read it, just
Yes.
like your brain's just
Yeah.
going ahead and
Yeah, I know what
popping
you're
it
talking
in.
about.
So
So
Harvard,
they had those things where it was like those collages of those, like a bunch of that, and it was like if you could read this, something I don't remember what they used to say, but I know exactly
You
what you're
probably
talking
have
about.
dyslexia.
I
but
could
yeah.
I could read those well. I do exactly that where I flip words, or I'll flip the first two letters or the first letter of two words, like vice versa
Right.
them.
But
I'll
see,
do that all the time when
they-
I'm writing and when I speak sometimes.
but they did a test in Harvard, and there's this sentence that Harvard put together, and anyone that reads it, they can literally read the sentence no problem and understand what it's saying. But then they say, okay, now concentrate on each word spelling. When you start looking at the spelling, it's like, wait, this is like it's just jumbled.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just that our part of our brain is just kind of like not focusing on the rules of like the dialect. It's just kind of like scanning and making a assumption.
Yeah, that's why
Right.
that's where the fast reading comes. It's from like your brain just kind of seeing the word and immediately recognizing. That's why like
You
the
know,
more
I-
you read, the faster you can read.
Bro, I feel
It's
like
just
compared to some
repetition.
other people, like for example, my sister, she can read really fast. But like I feel like some other people I give stuff to and I'm like, "You still reading, bro? You still reading?" And I don't know. I feel like I read pretty fast, but I do that a lot because I read so fast. I miss words or I'll jumble shit or like for example,
Reading
I was
and comprehension are two different things, right?
Right.
Like
Right,
you might
right,
be able
right,
to
right.
read fast, but did you like just read a whole page and then be like, so what the fuck did I just read?
Yeah,
No, I
'cause
mean,
you,
like,
you wander off.
I just
your
mean like for
thought
example,
wanders.
looking at bullshit memes that's maybe like barely even a sentence, right? And then maybe just
Oh,
flipping
okay,
one word.
okay.
Right, because I've looked at it so quickly. I understood what it meant, but like maybe I got one factor wrong. Like for example, I remember today, coming on my flight, I swore my shit said landing at 11. I go, God damn, it's a 4 hour flight. What the fuck? It took 2 hours to get here. The first time, and I was like, what the hell? And then it ended up being that it was 10, and it's just because I looked at it so fast and thought I understood it was 11, and then put it away.
Have you seen those reels of Indian or African dudes when they go for a talent show and they go like they're reading the book?
I've
Have you
seen
seen that?
I've seen all national. I've seen a bunch of Asian guys doing that. Like, where they just think that they can read fast, and they just like.
And then you just say
spitting out
random
gibberish.
words. Yeah.
Literally
Flipping
sounds
through
like that.
pages like done.
Yeah, like he really read all that shit.
Yeah, shit.
So, I guess we can talk about the vacation now.
Yeah.
So I was in DR. You guys saw I was in DR on Thursday. That shit was hot and a lot of fun. That's all I really can like. If you had,
Did you guys go to the river?
Yeah, I don't know. Basically we got there on Thursday. We left here at 3 a.m. I literally got like 30 minutes of sleep that day because I was getting ready. I had to work that day. Got up 3 a.m. Went to the airport. We had to go to Orlando, so about 2-hour drive. It was actually only like an hour and 40.
Yeah, because probably you had no traffic.
There's no
going.
traffic at the time, right? It's ass crack of dawn. So we get there and they were being pretty good. Like Orlando has a pretty nice setup at Spirit. You get there and if you already have your check-in, you scan your shit. You get they print your boarding pass already at the little thing, and then they have now a smart kiosk as well to drop your bag yourself, with your passport and everything linked together where you do it all. And there's not really you do it all, but there's girls walking around that help.
Well,
you.
yeah. You plug in everything that gives you the ticket.
But
you
instead
stick
of
it
like,
and
you
then
know, like the
hand it
old
up.
fashioned,
Yeah.
like you're at the fucking kiosk where the people are just there and you're talking to them and they're doing it. and being annoying and shit. Like you don't have to wait in line. You know what I mean? Like this like was like 15 of
Spirit
those.
Southwest has them.
See, they had that in Orlando, but when we were coming back and we were in Santo Domingo, they didn't have that. It was a manual line. That shit was so annoying. I wish they would have that there. It would have made such a better experience because we literally took 2 hours coming back to get through stuff versus like when we went to Orlando, it wasn't that bad. It was mostly TSA that took a little minute.
Even like they say to get to the airport 3 hours before your international flight. I think in the United States in the major airports, you really pretty much you can't arrive at a regular time like you would take a regular domestic flight because
it's different though. It's so different when you're going domestic.
Like the only thing is the passport check, right? Like where they have to check your passport.
Well, they when you're coming, it depends. I guess if you're saying you're going out of the country, yeah, it's like the same shit, right? But when you're coming back in, it's different because of immigration and customs and all that stuff. They have that whole separate line.
And then if you get the fast pass.
Like the global entry, like your
so
sister,
I do have
my sister and your brother have.
Yeah, I do have an Amex, and now I just go through Amex Clear Pass, and they just run me right through.
My dad has Amex. I wonder if he has anything with the flight.
The platinum, the one I have.
I'm sure it's a specific card or whatever, you know. Yeah. But I'm wondering if he has anything with any of the cards because I know he has more than just the Amex.
That Amex basically pays for your Clear Pass.
Yeah.
And with the Clear Pass, you just scan, and then
how long is global entry for? Like, how long is it valid? How often?
5 years.
5 years. Okay,
5
that
years.
makes sense. Then it's like $100.
So I just renewed my global entry. It's $100 to renew.
Yeah.
And I did that while we were waiting in line. So Mauricio and I came back. I think it was Mexico we were coming back from, and we had to wait in line to get the.
Don't worry, guys. Not gunshots. It's just fireworks.
Yeah, I was waiting with Mauricio in line because he doesn't have a global pass. So I was like, let's just wait with you, whatever. And as we're waiting in line, I did the application to renew that.
Yeah.
It's pretty intrusive because
wait, so you can to renew it, I'm sure you can just do it online, but I think you can actually like get it for the first time. You have to go to the airport, right?
Renews online. To get it, you go first time you go on airport because they fingerprint you at the airport.
So we got there around our flight. We left around like 8. Got there around 11ish. We went to this sandwich shop we always go to. It's called Barra Payan. Mm-hmm. They have like these. Not really like nothing crazy. It's just like more of like a nostalgia thing, right? We go over there, get some sandwiches and like natural juices and stuff like that. I got like passion fruit. They get like papaya and a bunch of other shit, right? Guava, like all these natural juices they sell. It's just like a place we usually always go when we go to the capital. It's just like a nostalgic thing, right? Like we have to go there if we're in the capital. Mm-hmm. This was like the first time Emily got to go to the capital. She's been to Dominican Republic before, but she was only going to Punta Cana, which is just kind of like going to Cancun, right? Like it's just like it's like a touristy area that's just full of all-inclusive resorts. It's not really like the people are of that country, right? But it's not really like going to the capital or anything like that. It's a completely different environment. I also got to take her to Moca, which is like this city close to Santiago, which a lot of people know.
It's pretty close to Santo Domingo, Moca.
No. So you have like Santo Domingo at the bottom at the island. And you have to go up a little bit to the left from Santo Domingo. Take I think it was was a highway.
So who's from Moca?
My parents, both of them.
That's right.
So we went over there. It's close to Santiago from what I remember.
Did you take her there or like everyone went there?
We all went.
Okay.
We all went. We all went in a car when Dad drove. We went to go do my teeth. So I got 7 fillings done.
Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus is Lord.
But so look. I'm gonna plead my case. Ready? I know it was my fault, but listen, I hadn't gone to the dentist for 6 years, and the only reason I went to the dentist because I got a really bad tooth that I had to get a root canal, and it was hurting like fucking crazy. And when I went, they're like, "Oh yeah, you have that one, and that's like pretty bad, right?" But they were saying like from the other shit you have, it's like really small little cavities because I don't floss enough. Yeah, that's what it is. She's like, it's like when you brush your teeth, it's actually from the. You don't floss enough. You have what they call minor gingivitis because there's slight gaps. The gaps between my teeth are bigger than they're supposed to be, but not like actual gingivitis where I get like infection and stuff like that. But like the gaps collect food, and then that causes those really small cavities at the end of the teeth. And that's all they were was the 7. And then I did have that big ass hole in the root canal. But the dentist told me, she said, "Hey, for someone that hasn't been to the dentist in 6 years, you look pretty good."
You want to hear something crazy? I didn't get my first cavities done till I was about 35 years old.
Really?
Yeah. And the ones that I got
I
done.
ate too many sweets, man.
Yeah, and the ones that I got done, she was like, they're very superficial. And he goes, it's most likely stress caused. He goes, that's why you have it. Because apparently, like your pH balance changes in your body when you go through stress.
Mm-hmm.
So it kills the good bacteria that thrive in your body, and the bad bacteria start taking over it, and that's how you got the cavities. They say.
Yeah, I got all these fillings done on that day. It was funny because in Mocha, there's famous for getting mofongo, right? Which mofongo is fried plantains.
No, not mofongo. Mondongo is disgusting.
Mondongo is mofongo. Which
mofongo is good.
Mofongo is the fried plantains with
chicharrón.
It's mashed together with fried pork belly, and then you get it with some other kind of meat on top as well. Like I got it with.
It's basically like a.
Oh no, I did it the classic. So I did pork belly with also like pieces of like just like straight up pork masa, like solid chunks of meat instead of like the pork belly with all the fat. All together, mashed together with plantain. They do it with like a garlic seasoning. They give you a bunch of sauces to put on top. It's fucking
basically
amazing.
like a mashed potato but with plantain.
It's a Dominican's like decked out mashed potato, right? Because we don't do like you can get potatoes there, but like our potato is plantain, right? Like for example, the fruit of the, not fruit. I guess it's a fruit, right? Plantain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The fruit of the Dominican Republic is a plantain. Like the Dominican Republic is known for plátano, like just like that.
Apparently, Colombia has a day for plantains that people get off.
It's like
and that's
like
on Monday. This was this Monday this week.
A day for plantains, like
to
celebrate plantains, like they sell them like a festival or something.
I don't know. It's just everybody gets a day off. That's a national holiday.
El Día de Plátano.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so I got a question.
DR have this?
DR, I feel like DR should have been the first country to have this.
I got a question. Now, I heard this, and I want to test it out. So, but I'm going to add to the question, right? So the question was, what's better, Dominican rice or Jamaican rice? But I'm going to add Cuban rice. What's better, guys? Now, I know y'all a little bit biased on these levels.
So
what's better?
I've had really, really good Cuban rice. Had really good Dominican rice. I have not had good Jamaican rice. I can't remember when's the last time I had like Jamaican food that I actually like really, really enjoyed. I feel like every time I've had it, it's just like some catering that's like some from some random place, and I don't know. It's just something that
I just saw my nephew. He joined. I got a funny story about his ass.
I just had it like, like something to munch on. I didn't really pay attention, so I couldn't really say Jamaican, but between Cuban and Dominican, definitely Dominican rice is better.
So, Florida has a bunch of rats. And sometimes...
Oh, you're talking about Zeus now?
Yeah, I'm talking about Zeus. Florida has a bunch of rats. So around my house, around my house, I have traps set up to catch all these rats.
Oh.
And one of the traps had a little piece of sausage. And as I was not watching, he smelled the sausage for a couple of days. And I was keep telling him, no, 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 no. One day I turned around, I wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
And I hear a noise. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I go out there. He's got the trap right on his lip. On his lip, and try to shake it off. And I was like, damn it. He's probably got a broken lip. Now we need to go get a surgery done. So he basically flops his head around. That trap flies off his head, and then he just turns around and looks at me with these eyes like, I know I fucked up. Please don't say anything. I know I fucked up. I looked at him, and I was like, I can see in your eyes you understand your mistake, my boy. I'm not gonna say shit.
The thing is now you with that trap, anything that looks like one of those traps, he's gonna be so fucking scared of, he'll never get close to one of those things.
And this was one of those alligator traps. It wasn't one of those regular
ones.
It was the plastic alligator trap, with the teeth. Bro, but he didn't make a single. Like other dogs would cry
dogs
nothing,
are
bro.
bulletproof. I don't care what you say.
No noise, nothing.
They are bulletproof.
Like he wasn't even making noise. All I could hear him banging it against the floor to get it off his lip.
I've seen Nala hit a chair with her shoulder walking by, running, and hit a chair that someone's sitting in, and it moves. and she doesn't even squeal. Like, she doesn't make a single fucking noise. She just keeps going. Nothing ever happened. For example, when I try to, like, for example, I've seen her limping sometimes because of something happened, whatever, and I try and go figure out what's wrong.
She sliced her.
Huh?
This time she sliced the pad off her.
Oh my god, yeah, I'll tell that one after. No, but like, so anytime she was limping, I'll try and go and see, like, oh, what's going on, right? Usually, like my dog before, you'd figure out where it was going on because you got some kind of reaction. They would at least pull away, maybe not squeal, but they'd pull away because something like in that area hurt, right? Bro, she don't give a fuck. She walks away from me limping, and I'm like, come here, let me check, and she just like, do whatever you want, move whatever arm, move with my neck, do whatever you want, make me sit, make me lay. She doesn't care. She doesn't pull away. These dogs have like zero fucking pain. Like, they just don't feel anything, bro.
And like Zeus will run into shit like that. He ran a couple of times into the table in my house.
Yeah.
And then he turned around, looked at the table, was like, "Bitch, why are you
Yeah.
in my way?" You know what I mean?
Shit. No, what Lynette was talking about was one time, she literally like sliced her paw open where like the flap was like open, and it was like half an inch flap right on her paw, and she did not give a fuck. She literally gave zero fuck. We're like spraying all the antibiotics on it, and she's not pulling away, no nothing. She just has her paw there chilling, and she walks around on it like nothing's happening. She wasn't even limping on that.
But zero
Fucks. They don't care.
Fucks.
But Zeus,
I'm
man,
sure your husky's probably like that, huh? Or is she a little girl?
No, she don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, like usually big dogs are like that.
You.
Yeah,
Like, she destroys
but-
my knees with her fucking shoulder
My-
all the time.
my dad and my mom complain all the time, talking about your dog's gonna kill us one day because she just walks by and does not give a fuck.
yeah, and it just bumped
Yeah.
into you.
Mm-hmm.
So Zeus has the biggest separation anxiety
Yes.
I've ever seen,
Yes.
bro. Like, he'll come
That I've
in,
ever seen, no, but his is pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie.
bro. He'll come in and sit down. Like, as I was working, like there was no way for him to get under my table. If there was a way to get under my table, he would. He would just sit and make sure that his ass is touching the chair that I'm sitting on.
Yeah,
Like the craziest anxiety.
I mean, we've told the story of how like they are when he leave him at the house and stuff like that. We told that. I think.
Yeah,
on
and
Thursday.
then you know when it was time to sleep, because I was sleeping in my room on a floor, we would go to sleep and he would just like, all right, time to sleep, Zeus. I would turn off the lights and I would lay in my bed.
Yeah.
And then he's on the floor and you can hear him clear going like. He's like, I can't touch him. Like, it's time to sleep. I guess I have to sleep on my own without touching him. You know what I mean?
I always found it weird. Like, they say it's normal that dogs like are like some dogs just normally pant. Like, they're just like a lot of their breathing is panting. But Zeus is one of those dogs that not like that. He's a heavy breather.
Yeah.
Nala isn't. Nala pants when she's tired or thirsty or whatever.
The only time I've seen him heavy panting is when we're at your cousin's house, Jorge's house.
Yeah,
And
when
in the
they're
back,
real
we're hitting
tired.
that
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
That's
Yo,
when,
I heard Rodolfo almost killed him one day.
Well, it was all of us. I don't think it was just Rodolfo. We're hitting the ball.
But Rodolfo actually hit him. Remember? Or were you not?
Oh
there
yeah,
that
no,
day?
no, he hit him with
Yeah,
the with the bat.
Yeah,
Hit him right in the mouth with the bat, and he didn't even give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't phase him.
yeah.
And you could hear like it went like clunk. We're like, and he's
So,
still waiting for the ball. You know what I mean?
The guy that was just here, right? Our little 10-minute history lesson guest. They were at my cousin's house, his suegro's house, and they were hitting the baseball because he's got a big open field behind his house, and he was trying to butterfly the balls, and Zeus thought that he was throwing it up for Zeus to catch it while he went to go butterfly it, and as he's catching the ball, Rodolfo smacks it. And he said all he was like the clock, and he knows it wasn't. Like, he thought he hit the ball, but like partially him too. Like, he had to have hit him as well. And then even if he hit the ball only, like, the ball's in his mouth. Like, the ball was in his mouth. Like, he made an impact, whether it was on the inside of his mouth because of the ball or because he clocked him.
Yeah, and he didn't fuck. He
And
did
apparently
not
he-
phase. He did not phase, bro. But he ran like I've never seen him that tired. And he loves to run. I've never seen him that tired. Man, he was chasing these balls probably solid 40, 50 yards at a time for like solid 30 minutes and just booking every time that ball would go.
The only time I seen Nala freak out, and it was very partial. Like, I only saw it for a split second. We used to have that metal table behind my room, or still there right now actually. And used to be empty, and she used to, when I used to let her out, she'd jump up on there and lay on that metal table. And I guess one day she was laying on it, and I don't know if it was her paw or her tail, but it got like into one of the, because like one of those metal
Crevices.
tables that's like has designs on it and stuff. It got into one of those little crevices, bro, and she freaked the fuck out. We're sitting in the back here, and we hear "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and and as I'm running over, I could see through the window, and I saw that she's fucking freaking out. But right when I passed the concrete and actually like could see her clearly, she had just got out, and she's like looking at me like this, and I just knew she's like, that's one of the only times I've seen her freak out from maybe pain or just being scared or whatever. I'm sure it was pain mostly.
And you know what was funny? Like, I never knew this. Now I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently when they do poop, like if you're out there and they'll turn around with their ass towards you, it's because like you're watching their back.
Yeah, you're watching their back. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, and they look at you
with the door open. They'll come and be your friend.
Yeah. So like, and they look at you when they go in that position. They look at you like, you paying attention, nigga? Yeah, you paying attention? Okay. And then they go to the thing.
Bro, but he drops the biggest poops I've ever seen in my life. I mean, these things are coming. These things are coming out the baby's arm length with a boxing glove at the end. You know what I mean?
Nah,
yeah, but all he wanted to do all day long is go outside.
Let me see if Mickey, you think you'll be able to? No, I'll pull it up here. I can put pictures from Discord.
But yeah, so what do you guys got as far as the news goes? What do we got so far? Oh, did you see Donnie?
I was secluded in the mountains for the weekend. You guys gotta catch me up.
Donnie threatened to boycott the DNC. I think the primaries or something like that.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
No, it's white, right? It's too white. Yeah.
It's
pasty like me.
The last picture I had sent you.
Do you know what Discord. I'm talking about? Moon.
Donnie with what?
Boycott the.
He was trying to boycott, or said that he's gonna boycott. Here, let me pull it up. Why is this?
Like debates or what?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yo, the dogs are hyped because of them fucking fireworks. You know, I noticed like when we start getting into debates, when we're like chilling around the house, the dogs pick up on the energy and they start like playing around and going at each other.
Rough.
Yeah.
Trump considers boycott of initial GOP debate as he dominates the polls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see that. He feels, his team feels like they don't need to be up on a stage with Pence and everyone else at this time because all they're gonna do is rag on him for all the indictments.
So it's more of a it's more for the eyes, I guess, huh?
Yeah, like he's saying he's boycotting it to do his whole like get behind me kind of thing, but really his political team's like, yo, if they come after you, which Chris Christie is now on the ticket, so he will, and he's been doing nothing but destroying Donnie in the media. So like, they're trying to keep Donald Trump from that. So I feel like they're telling him to boycott it because you'll get more votes, but in reality they're like, we don't want you on stage right now.
But I think the way it's looking, people are still going for Donnie.
Most
I mean, the approval
yeah.
rating is low, but approval rating because they're technically, him and Biden are pretty much, they're predicting that these are going to be the candidates, right? Like going head to head. Which I don't think at this point anyone really disagrees, because if anything, I don't think there's another Donnie that can pull off a hat trick, right? Like what he did, like, oh, he'll never get, oh shit, he did. He'll never get,
yeah.
Oh shit, he did.
Because even like MAGA Florida people won't vote for DeSantis because they don't like DeSantis. Like, so like, who's gonna take that from Donnie? Chris Christie, he has a very open, loud mouth, but like Jersey fucking hates it. So,
well, it's just Jersey.
It's gonna be a toss-up.
This is the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know who Chris Christie is. Well, him having a loud mouth is, I think, it's because for people to know who he is. Otherwise, I think he's pulling a
Oh, he's
Colby.
always had one.
He's
always
pulling
had
a Colby. What Colby Covington had to do, right, in MMA, because they pretty much told him like you're not interesting enough. So that's when he came back with all this
See, I'ma
MAGA
start talking
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start talking shit.
yeah.
Well, he's always done that, except for when Donnie came in, because that motherfucker made fun of him like no other, and he went and kissed his ass. But like, he's done it multiple times to try to do a political run, but this time he's doing it in reverse, where he's like talking about the Republican Party and how they need to reform the Republican Party and make it better, take it more away from the MAGA.
So he's trying to win
movement.
some of that Democrat vote.
He's trying to win that moderate vote
Mm-hmm.
and those independent votes. So, but will it be enough? Probably not.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, they're both of their approval ratings as far as Donnie and Poppy Biden, they're very low. Like their approval rates are terrible on both ends. But there's still a lot of people that are like proud, loud and proud about Donnie. So are a lot of people that are loud and proud about Biden.
I don't think anyone on the left is loud and proud about him, except for the corporate people, like the CNNs and MSNBC.
Well,
and
I
shit
think
like
that's
that.
that's what they're portraying, right? Like they're
Exactly, because they love a corporate dude in the fucking office, because that makes
so
them
if
more money.
if with that token, if the Democrats are not loud and proud about Biden, so are they going to cast their vote for him just because he's going for the Democratic Party? Like makes no
Yes.
sense.
Well, when the other side is Donald Trump, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah, but this makes no sense. Why don't you just and again, like you can't change the system if that's what the system
Right.
is. I
If
don't
we
know.
could somehow change the system, then
Yeah,
I would have full faith, and you should vote for who you're politically aligned with. But we ain't got that here.
Yeah, and I think what's gonna happen if Donnie gets, I mean not Donnie, but Biden gets the vote and he becomes the president. I think 2 years into it, they're gonna pretty much say, hey, listen, he's incapable of, and Kamala's gonna be the president. If Kamala's, which Kamala I think is still gonna be the vice. I think Kamala
All
will
things
take.
they've said publicly is she's gonna run again with him.
She's not.
She is. Gonna
She is.
Running.
So if she
They
runs
haven't
again
announced
with them,
against it, but
if she runs again with them, then the Senate is gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna have to put Kamala in there. They're gonna pull that. I think they're gonna pull that because
it really depends on who's majority in the Senate. By that time, because if it's still, Republican witch hunts or Democrat witch hunts, I doubt they're gonna. A Republican led Congress is gonna try to impeach again, if he wins. I can see that, but I don't know if they'll do it for Kamala to be vice president.
But if they, what you're saying is if they impeach him, there's gonna be another election.
No.
So
no.
that Kamala
If
becomes Kamala
they
becomes the
impeach him, yeah.
yeah, Kamala
but
becomes the president.
I think they would prefer an old white man as chief instead of any woman.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. I mean, whether what they doesn't matter what they prefer. If she's the vice president, she's the vice president. I mean, there's nothing they
Well,
can do
yeah.
about it.
But you're saying that they're gonna invoke.
I think so. I think they're gonna invoke because
yeah.
I think his health is deteriorating, and it's pretty clear at this point.
There's really no signs that his health's deteriorating. Yeah,
Come
he's
on,
an
man.
old man. He's a really fucking old man, but he's a spry old fucker. And he's still doing political moves, like bipartisan, comparatively. Like,
I
but
think
he's also a corporate Democrat, so when he works for those strikes and those unions, the corporations are getting the profits while the fucking unions are getting the crumbs. So, like, he's not perfect. But he's also not Donnie, so,
yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be. I think this is. Unfortunately, I think this is gonna set the course for United States to become worse. Like this presidential election is going to be I think the beginning of demise.
Seems to be one of
United
those things.
States
I
is
guess
a
you
great
just
country.
clearly can tell like what's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Well, no, I think this is gonna be the beginning of United States like going down the tube.
Really?
I think so.
I feel like it's already started. I feel like it started early 2000s.
How far? How far you think it'll go?
How far? What do you mean?
How far down the pole?
I think United
All
States
the
is
way?
not. No, I don't think United States is gonna be the strongest country in the world anymore. I think we're not gonna be the world police. Yet we're gonna have a bunch of entrepreneurs that are gonna be making hella money, because the pipeline is set up. Like no one is gonna want to draw their own pipeline, right? And if they do decide to draw their own pipeline, that's gonna be quickly closed out. I think the elite is going to continue making their money no matter what. But United States is not going to be the police anymore, world police anymore. And as we know, part of our balance sheet, the reason our balance sheet is positive is because of our financial markets, right? And if we lose our financial markets, it's United States is pretty much done, because our imports are costing us more than our exports. So we're already in a negative balance on that. The only thing that's keeping us up is the financial markets, right? Like that's what's keeping us up. So if we lose our financial markets as well, we're done. We're cooked. Economy. China's gonna ask for their debt back. Most of these countries gonna come back and ask for the debt back. We'll print more money. Inflation's gonna go through the roof. It's gonna be tough. And the United States not gonna be looked at as, hey, a country that's going to pay their debt. You know, we're basically
So what
gonna
would
default.
change that? It's because currently inflation's at an all-time low recently, and the economy's actually doing very well.
Yes.
So what's going to change that in the next election?
What's that next election? What's gonna change? I
What's
don't.
going to change? Because you factored the economy as one of the downfalls. So like,
No,
I'm saying right now, the economy's actually doing pretty well.
Right
So
now,
what's
yes.
going to change that?
But we all know that Fed usually overcorrects, right?
Goddamn
They're
fireworks.
always overcorrect. They never hit the target. Like right now, the inflation is doing well, but I think this is the time to lower the interest rates because the inflation is doing well. But they're not doing that. Like this is the time to start thinking about lowering the interest rates because we're doing okay. Because what usually will happen, Fed will set their target, and they always go over the target, right? Like it's never right at the time, right? So I think this is the time for them to lower the interest rates, but they're not going to do that because of the scare of that inflation is going to rise the minute they lower the interest rates, right? So by lowering it a quarter, it's not going to change anything.
But that was you're still asking like the connection between the two, right? Like you were saying that the next election, right, is just gonna.
So
determine
next
it.
election, well, okay. So if Donnie's the president, we already know what's going to happen,
Tell me.
right? Like first of all, he came in and got rid of the TPP, Trans-Pacific Pact, right? Which essentially wouldn't have really benefited an average American that much. It would have benefited more corporations to obtain cheaper labor and things like that, where you can write off the taxes and things like that. However, that would have allowed them to produce goods and services at a cheaper price, because right now even China is very high in price, right? When Donnie came in, he got rid of TPP, Trans-Pacific Pact. And that's exactly what it was. It was the Trans-Pacific, so the area like Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, which we were going to basically create a pact with them where we can take our business there and not do business necessarily with China or manufacturing, but do business with the Pacific region of Asia, right? He got rid of that, number one, and then he got rid of the whole like the NAFTA. He basically like destroyed NAFTA, which we had going on with Mexico. Half of the bunch of people were sad that their avocados went in price because of destroying of NAFTA, and then he destroyed a bunch of agreements that we had with Europe. This is the reason why your dad's and my brother's whiskey is so high in price, especially if it's imported. You know what I mean? So like he destroyed a bunch of treaties and things that we had in place by saying, well,
Accumulated 25% of the national debt under
What's
his
that?
reign. He accumulated 25% of our national debt under his
Yeah,
reign.
that came in from keeping the interest rates so low and everyone borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, which created the inflation, which created the debt. Now if the Biden comes in, it's all gonna depend on who's his team. So if it's Kamala who's his team, who is she's married to a very rich, prominent Jewish man, and that has very big connections with a lot of the Zionist groups and things like that. So it's gonna just benefit that top 1.1% anyway, and so it's gonna continue. The haves and have-nots gonna start increasing even more than we already have.
So it's going to continue as it's already doing.
Yes, it's gonna continue, but I think it's going to escalate a little bit more. I think Kamala's faction is a little more radical than what we've ever seen before. So everyone kind of said like we can make money, but we're just gonna play within these rules. I think that faction is gonna be a little more radical. So I don't know. Like those are my predictions. Again, this is my opinion. Again, this might not happen, right? So who I think would be a better candidate, somebody that's more of an actual moderate that would bring the parties together.
Who do you pick between the two?
I don't think there is one.
I'm asking you, bro. You gotta do something. I'm telling you, you gotta go left or right. There's no up, down, forward, back.
Who would I pick between the two?
You gotta go left or right, bro.
I'm not like I hate to say this. But I'm probably not gonna vote. I don't want to give my vote to either one of them. I don't. I don't want to feel.
I'm asking if you had to.
I don't want to feel responsible for the shit show that's about to happen.
I don't want to feel responsible.
No.
So, but like for real, what aren't you? What if you then repent and like, damn, maybe I should have voted and helped go towards the other side?
No, because I think both of the sides are really bad.
Who would you pick if you had to? You gotta go left, right, bro. There's no forward.
No, bro. I have the choice as an independent
to
say. As an independent,
I know you do, but I'm telling you right now in this theoretical situation, you don't. Who are you going?
It's difficult. I would really need to sit down and think.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, because so here's the thing. Because if I'm voting for Biden, I'm technically voting for Kamala and her faction.
Okay,
which I think are just as corrupt or as bad as Donnie's faction.
Okay.
Like they're on an equal playing field for me being corrupt. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. You look at it as all the same.
Yeah, they're both the same. Like I literally would be voting for shit. It's just the shit has a different color on it. Like literally, that's what it is. One is a little brown shit. The other one is a little greener shit. But it's still shit.
Shit sandwich is still a shit sandwich.
Yes.
See, that should be a part of the immigration test. Who do you really vote for in American politics? Shit and shit.
Yeah. So, like, unfortunately, that's what we have. But, so what are you gonna do, right? Like, that's the card that we've been dealt. Now, I think just overall, I think
sometimes
I'm gonna
nice,
participate more. Shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna participate more in our state elections, because that's basically gonna ensure that the state representatives are going to be a little bit more moderate, because I do think we need somebody more moderate. I do think we need to bring these parties together, because one running to the left, the other one running to the right, and they're too far apart. You know what I mean? Because I think what's happening is once you start getting rid of one thing, such as religion, which we're pretty much basically phasing it out of the United States. There's still the Bible Belt, but I think slowly they're being phased out as well. Like when you don't have the politics, what's the next? Well, when you don't have religion, what's the next thing that people can fight over and be separated by? Is politics, right? You don't have the religion. Next thing is going to be the politics. So that's what they're doing. They're playing that politics card because they can see religion is being phased out.
And
so
then
no
the
longer
third
you
thing
can
is
hold
PC builds.
Did I remember happy?
And the third thing is PC builds.
PC builds, yeah.
What's up?
Yeah,
What's up
the third
PC
thing
builds?
would be PC builds.
That's what divides people.
Divides people.
Why?
PC builds. Yeah, it's third, literally.
AMD, NVIDIA, like
Yeah.
Oh, I use water. Oh, I use air.
Yeah,
Like,
that
Intel,
shit.
I lose methane,
Yeah,
whatever.
that shit.
I'm
does
in
liquid.
all those PC help things are like shit, and it's just people flaming motherfuckers
You know
all the
what I
time for
hate?
their
Look,
builds.
so funny story. So the whole laptop thing, that's powder. I was told it was broke. All right, I thought it was broke, right? And then today, I go to Best Buy and I'm like, "Yep, I broke my computer." And like, okay, we're gonna try and repair it. Let's take a look at it real quick. And I was like, "Yeah, because it's turning on, but the screen's not working." Boop. When I prop that bitch open, right away it says Lenovo. Sure, thank you. And I was like, fuck, man. I was ready. I had the PC part list in my cart. I was like, damn, I got a $5 certificate that's about to run out in 4 days that I have like had there for like over a year in my account.
He was racking up the
I was
coupons.
ready. And guess what? Not only was I taking back the computer, I took back the Sony headphones I had because the one side was fucking up. It was making a really like weird noise. It was really, really slight, so I didn't really care that much, but I went because I had to go for the laptop. And the girl did the headphones first, which was straight up a replacement thing. And since I told her I didn't want a replacement, she gave me the store credit. And when she went to do the laptop, it's like, oh, I can't do a replacement. I can't add it. I can't put it on the store credit. It's got to go through repair first. And if they can't repair it, then yeah, they'll do the replacement. And they can't replace it, so then store credit, right? But when I go over there and the motherfucker's like, yeah, let's take a look. Blink turns on, and I'm like, motherfucker. And then guess what? So I couldn't go back and be like, oh, well, at least let me get my headphones back, right? Since I'm not going to use the credit like how I thought I was going to use it. The transaction's already over. So when I bought the headphones, I bought them with employee discount. So they're only like $200. And those headphones are really 350, 400. And so if I were to try and go get them, I only had 200 credit and they were going to charge me the 350, 400.
Bro, if I were you, I would have just bought the noise canceling iPhone headphones, bro. They're $200 right now with 4th of July sale.
I have the JBLs and they work fine for me.
Okay.
I wish they were a little louder, but they work fine. I really don't care that much. And that's why I got rid of that's why I don't care for the Sony. I'm actually kind of happy with the $200 credit. I probably wouldn't have done what I said I couldn't do. Because I'm just going to wait. I'm going to keep that $200 credit there and I'll just wait until to do everything like we're talking
Bro, I'm
about.
so happy I got the...
I would have walked out that store and whoops,
wait,
I
what is it?
accidentally dropped the PC.
Who's this rat?
That's Rocky. That's Emily's dog. He's a little bitch.
Huh.
He's a little crackhead is what he really is. He's a little crackhead. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, but I already told you what's the right way to do things when you
What?
want to get your refund.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's an accidental. So, like, anything that ever happens is I just take it back. But, like, it working, so I'm going to keep it until it fucks up.
Yeah.
Or I accidentally drop it.
Well, that's right. I was like,
very,
hey.
very hard with lots of momentum.
My dumbass was like, "Oh, let's see how your laptop is working." The shit's been in front of me the entire time.
Yeah, no. And you know what's funny? So when I got back from Best Buy, I literally just was like, when it turned on at Best Buy, but it was saying low power because I had left it on. Because like I said, the screen went out, but the laptop was staying on, and I couldn't turn it off. And when I get to Best Buy, it turns on, but it said low power, blah blah blah. And so when I get here, I plug it in. And I was worried that the charging port was going to be dead because that's the side where all the beer leaked out of. It was what to do with the charging port. And it charged. It took charge, and I left it running on YouTube for like hours on end, and it's still running. And right now, it's at like a decent temp.
Does it smell like a
It
barbecue?
did.
When you pour the
The
beer,
beer,
over
yeah.
the fire,
No, it just
it's
smells
a
like
hoppy
beer.
smell.
It just smelled like Presidente. It was a little bumming. I kind of wanted to do the whole build so we could get the podcast computer a little upgraded and upgrade my system, which I wanted to do with this generation that came out with AMD. But like talking about the groups, bro. So I put in the group, right? Because I was ready to buy this shit, right? And so I put in the group, hey, I'm going to get this and this. And so the CPU I was planning on getting was the new X3D ones from AMD. And they came out after all the motherboards came out for the original 7000 series. Like this is like an additional thing, right? Like a TI to the
Yeah,
to
you're
the NVIDIAs.
talking crazy right now to me. I have
To
no
you?
idea what
Yeah,
you're
okay,
saying.
it's all right. To them, they know. They basically I have to flash the BIOS like Miguel did. Remember with your with your CPU with the USB drive?
Yep.
I was gonna have to do that. But there's a way to do it like really easily, which I've done with a USB flash drive through BIOS. But you have to already have a functioning computer and it has to be on the same CPU, right? So this is a brand new one. I wouldn't even be able to boot the system. I'll have to get the flash drive prepped already and build the system, put the flash drive, hope it's set up exactly how it's supposed to be set up, press the button, hope everything flashes correctly. And if it doesn't, sometimes it bricks the whole board. Bricks the whole fucking board if it doesn't flash correctly.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yep. So I put in the chat, I was like, or the group, I was like, hey, like anything I should worry about? Like I'd never done it this way before. And I was kind of like sketched out, and I was ready to build this shit. And then that shit happened. The fucking laptop goes booping. It comes to life, and fucking Best Buy, fucking piece of shit. I was hoping at this point it just fucking stayed broken. I was ready, bro. I upgraded all the systems, bro.
So talking about my construction stories. So I found one thing that they did properly, and that was gluing down the fucking linoleum to the concrete.
You already got it all up, you said?
Yeah, I got it all up, but Jesus, I mean, it took a minute. That glue is on there. I've tried everything and everything and then some, and nothing helps.
Same, no.
So today I was sweating bullets trying to scrape that thing off.
The first one?
Second one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, and then when the new Titanic was going down, we had another news story that happened that didn't get as much coverage.
I watched this video that me and your brother watched it. This guy that did like simulation and like was able to get like 40, 50 dives, and then the thing would implode. But he was doing like quick, like the thing was going like to 800 feet within like 50 seconds, some shit like that. So like they were quick dives. But yeah, the thing was imploded after a certain amount of dives every time.
Yeah, because it's all
tested it multiple times.
That's the thing about fiberglass, right? Like what they use, like even the fiberglass molds after like.
Well, they're using carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber molds. After the 10 times of using that mold, you have to redo the mold because molds get messed up.
Well, the problem is the pressure in that carbon fiber is kind of like a. It's kind of like think of it as like laminated because it has these layers. Layers, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is due to the pressure over time, the laminate can start to like
separate itself.
Separate due to the pressure. Like you're going down there. How many meters were they fucking down there? I don't know. It was crazy, right?
Yeah, 600. It's 6,000 feet, right?
6,000 feet. Yeah. So like, but this guy was doing all these dives and it was imploding at like 800 feet. But it was quick dives. He got like 50 out of them or some shit like that. How many dives did he do with this one to the Titanic? Wasn't this like the 8th one he did, something like
10th
that?
10th or something like that.
It was like a little bit under a dozen, I think.
A little bit under a dozen? I know it wasn't more than 15.
But see, the thing with like that is there was one news that came out, but they didn't cover it as much, and that was there was a boat full of immigrants that basically sunk. And I think it was like over 100 people that died on that boat, right? Or 400 people or something like that.
Where were they immigrating from?
They were traveling. I believe they were in the Mediterranean. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. It could be like in the Atlantic. I think it was like between somewhere around Italy, maybe. And yeah, there was hundreds that they presume is dead because they don't know how many people were on there.
The Ocean Gate Titan had taken over 50 test dives, including dives depth equivalent to that of the Titanic.
Yeah, so I mean,
but how many dives was it to the Titanic in total?
Did you see there was?
It's just 50 dives in total, but like how many to the Titanic specifically? I know it wasn't that many.
Did you see there was a picture? I don't know if it was a doctored picture, but they have a picture of the controller, and controller survived. Is like on the bottom of the ocean floor.
Oh shit!
That should be an ad for Logitech.
Yeah. But see, this is what happens. Like like.
By the end of 2021, sorry to interrupt you, Jay. 10 successful dives.
Okay.
So this is what happens. Like we do talk about that we spend a lot of money on defense, which is true. We spend a lot of money on defense. However, this is what it takes to build freaking submarines that don't crumble under pressure. Like, what do you think is going to happen when you have $3 to glue together and then you decide to build a submarine because you're trying to make extra money from this like gizmo gadget thing?
I don't know, man. I think that if they could like cut probably like 30% off and they'd be fine.
No, but I get that. But what I'm trying to say, like, how much does one submarine cost? Like, logistically, how much does it cost? In hundreds of millions of dollars.
I just think they put way too much. Like, for example, like They what was it when when Trump was in office that year, like that big ass number he put, like 400, 800 million, something like that increase. I don't know, it was crazy, something like that. I remember.
But that's basically the
They've
cost
been
of a
increasing
submarine.
defense ever since. So
Probably billion, not million, because million ain't shit.
Yeah. Probably right.
You know, billion.
speaking of defense, DARPA just had a demonstration, human versus AI pilots.
And AI.
The jet, well, they got destroyed by AI.
Yeah.
But like, they basically did test simulate like AR, VR kind of like where they flew real planes. They just fought an invisible enemy, and then they got mopped. Most of the pilots got mopped. Some had like not as bad. Some had a little success, but AI was just destroying.
Yeah. So pretty much,
It's gonna be a war against computers in the future.
I don't know if it's gonna be war against computers, but I think, that whole I think that whole military career, which a lot of people have been doing, slowly is gonna get phased out. Because if you think about it, it's all either gonna be remote or just AI done. And think about.
Do you think we're gonna have remote work
It's-
from home while you're controlling a fucking?
It's
robot?
like we talked about the other day, bro. Like, think of the amount of jobs that are gonna just be taken over by AI. You know what I mean? Like, for example, just like middlemaning stuff, or just getting basic technical tasks done.
Well, right now, like,
yeah,
what's
Legal advice.
Yeah, exactly. Like troubleshooting options and just
Right.
testing them one by one.
Think
and
about it,
figuring
customer
out every
service,
single
bro.
little thing to the T. Yeah,
customer
because-
service is gonna get literally phased out. Pretty much 90% of customer
Because
service is
think
gonna
of it
be
this
gone.
way: if you just have something to talk to, like for example, they have the AIs on fucking Snapchat now that you can just go and talk to as well, like a normal thing, and it's just something like a normal person. And if you can talk to this thing and get a coherent conversation out of it, it can definitely take the task of like how I used to do at Best Buy. If something happened of activating a phone, grabbing this, and if something happened, calling Verizon, talking to someone, like that could easily be done by that goddamn AI.
So, and think about it. What's the benefit of that? Like that's fine. That's gonna get done. But what's the benefit of that? AI never gets tired, and AI never
There you
gets
go.
grumpy. AI never gets
Literally,
emotional.
literally,
You don't have to pay AI.
You
And
don't have to
imagine-
pay AI. There's
imagine-
no PTSD with AI.
And imagine how fast it will be, because it won't be like they're actually talking like, oh, I'm looking for this. I'm like, no, it's gonna be a fucking thing computing and just sending data back and forth instantaneously between these two systems, these two AIs, and getting the problem done like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. And it's not even like, I mean, you gotta worry about some kind of, I'm sure, decent hardware, but like
Which brings up the question.
firmware and software, that's almost like just a one-time
But-
thing and then update.
Like I've said, we're not anywhere close at the current moment of full automation.
We're not.
So
we're
yes, a lot of like the checkout and shit could be fully automated. You'll still need humans there, like in like Best Buy, to give you more like expert advice and shit like that. and
Yeah,
actually,
which
like, try to
eventually
sell
will-
you things.
not. Eventually, will be replaced as well.
I don't know, man. This is my thing, right? Like you say Best Buy, right? Most of the motherfuckers don't know much. And
I
the
mean-
AI could easily do that conversation, man. I feel like
But
I feel
here's
so.
the question: even if
You
that
got a
happens,
dying off generation that doesn't want to interact with AI, so
I get it.
still gotta please
but they
them,
wouldn't
too.
even know. Like they wouldn't even know they're not talking to the real person. That's
And
the issue.
I feel that AI
They
has gotten
wouldn't
to the
know.
point where they would feel like it's just something that's being compliant. They probably are going to be pissed at first that they're having to deal with this, but I'm sure if the people would actually go out there and do it and interact with them, they're going to realize very quickly that it's a lot more efficient than having people.
No, it's gonna be just like right now. They're gonna complain like that their customer service is from Bangladesh and they can't understand it, but they're still gonna call it. That's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna complain, but they're gonna do it if there's no other option. If you want to talk to
And
someone,
you're
and there's
right,
no other
Natalie.
option.
There are going to be new jobs, and people have to continue to learn. But there are going to be so many of these jobs phased out.
But 50%, I think, it's probably a number I'm
Look,
pulling out of my
Elon.
head. 50% are gonna
There's a
get
clip
phased
of
out.
there's a clip of Elon talking about how eventually he thinks that it's going to have to be some kind of universal income because there's just not going to be jobs for
That's
people.
where I was
There's going to be
going.
way too many people, not enough jobs.
That's where I was going. I didn't even hear that clip. That's where I was going. So there's gonna have to be a helicopter money from somewhere and the have-nots still not gonna have it, and haves are gonna continue.
How
to
would
have
this
it.
system work though, man? Would they have this helicopter money, and then also are just gonna have this illusion of equal terms, and that if you want to progress, you can. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna turn out well.
Well, obviously, like Nat said, we would have different job avenues.
We would.
after
Exactly,
that.
right? It's gonna be new jobs
But
created.
like,
But that
you
takes
know, so I
skill
guess we
and
would
learning.
still find, yeah, you'd still have to apply yourself. But like, also, I've known like factory workers that like worked in a factory for like 40 years, old motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they automate, like, they're sitting there like, oh shit, that's a cool R2D2 shit. And then figured out that motherfucker, and then became an engineer just like because of an interest. Like, so
Yeah.
they're still gonna be out there,
But that's gonna be a
it's
small,
not gonna be
small
yeah, it's not
minority.
That's
gonna
a
be
Of
the
very
people.
small
big
amount of
fucking-
people.
Yeah, small minority. So basically,
But also, if your basic needs are fed, you know,
What's
you
that?
don't have to worry about if your basic needs are fed. You don't have to worry about where you can sleep at night and all that shit. And then like some people can just coast.
Natalie
and-
said, "Imagine if they make AI voice callers and make them to where they have heavy accents just to troll. That would be fucking hilarious. Where it's an AI and purposely it still has like that heavy Indian or like Mexican accent. It's just like it's from some other country, but it's also it's an AI and they're just fucking with you. I'd just hang up. I just like fuck you.
Now imagine-
I look for my service elsewhere.
and you imagine them changing the accent
In the middle.
conversation.
Oh man, doing
No,
Spanglish on you.
Yeah, but you see, this is I think that's exactly what you're gonna say is gonna happen. You're gonna have a bunch of people that's gonna be wandering around, doing absolutely nothing. Like this dystopian future that we're talking about is gonna be from those like horror future movies.
So my
I
thing is,
wouldn't call that a dystopian.
Well, that's
future.
what
I
I'm
would
saying,
say
it's
that
not a
people got a lot
dystopian.
more free time to do like art, shit like that.
so this is my thing with AI and
Unfortunately, art doesn't
the communication
sell
of
as
data,
well.
and I think it's gonna take over just because, I keep up with technology and computers and stuff, and it's crazy. You see something right, and you're like, damn, that's so fucking fast, and then next year they come out with some shit and it's double the speed of that. And you're like, I don't understand, and then it's the same size or whatever. This technology is getting faster and smaller.
Did you see
faster
this shit?
and smaller?
They had AIs. They infected Wi-Fi's with AIs, and AI was able to map out your house by the signals that it sends out. It was able to
Yeah.
distinctly tell how many people are in a home. Like
Yeah, we
map
talked
out
about
the
this
shape.
last podcast. I remember.
What if they just matrixed us? What do you think it gets to that point? Instead of having a universal income, they just matrixed us, and they just all put us in pods and simulations, and they're just like, fuck it, like we don't have nothing else to do with these people.
That'd be fucked up in a way, because like if they told us we were Matrix, and then we could just fuck around and do whatever we want. But like if we had to still like do the grind and the day to day shit, they just like assholes.
You're right. That is fucked up. If they put you in the simulation and you still gotta live a shitty life, even though it's a simulation, that's pretty fucked up. I agree. You should be on an island in the Bahamas.
You gotta
chilling.
You gotta understand. Like you gotta give people purpose. Like whether you're doing a work that you're doing or not doing something, I think we yearn for creating shit. Whether it's whether it's artistic stuff that we're doing, or whether it's in our work, whether it's our family, or like you need to have a purpose. Like for my example, let's say I'll take a vacation. More than 6-7 days, I want to get back to my work. I'm tired of the vacation. Not everyone is like that, right? Like, but you need a purpose in life, right? Like you're just going to be wandering around for a month, and then you're going to start crawling up the walls and coming up with projects to do because you have nothing else to do. There's only so many Netflix movies and stuff you can watch, or there's going to be a huge chunk of people that just going to go through complete degradation, where that's all they're going to be doing, like sitting on their VRs and just like spending their entire lives on VRs, which they're going to themselves put themselves in a matrix just to have a purpose.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's going to get to a point where there's just going to be no, you're not going to have anything to do when I mean like to progress because it's all taken care of.
Well, for an average person,
there
yeah.
you go.
For an average person,
for an average person.
yeah.
And like what Natalie's saying is they're gonna have to implement programs and stuff like that. We know that it's gonna be a very small percentage of people that actually want to progress. We know that the average person is a paper pusher. You know what I mean, kind of thing. Like that's just the reality of the world. You know what I mean? Average person has to hammer nails. The average person has to park cars.
Well, no, see,
the average person has to do these things. You know what I mean? Like there has to be these people doing these things. Eventually, those things, those average people things that don't require these great skills and like extensive knowledge, are gonna be taken by these AIs.
I think like the skill jobs such as that, like hammering nails and laying pipe and doing all this stuff.
Construction's a little different.
Like those like trades, I don't think they're gonna be replaced just as quickly.
I think valet will be gone very quickly.
With self-driving cars, yeah, that probably will be gone. But then there will probably be memberships that you would need to buy. Like these are only the parking lots. So like them uniting that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna put that shit on a subscription model. Hell
we would
yeah.
also need like completely autonomous cars too.
Yes.
They're all talking to each other at all times. So
Yes.
there's like
But
there's no interference.
how long
or
did they
error.
take them to implement just the chips in our credit cards? Well, Europe's been doing the chips in the credit cards for the past 10 years. It took us 10 years to implement chips in the credit cards. For them to implement that kind of a system where a bunch of places going to come together, unite, because all like these parking lots, let's say you have a parking lot, they're not creating their own app. They're buying someone's service that's going to become a middleman in between and take a cut, which means you'll be paying for that cut. You know what I mean? So I think it's not going to be as easy to do that on a global scale in the United States. Yeah, in Europe and other countries, that'll be much quicker. But in the United States, I don't think it's going to be that fast. And then phasing out jobs, like if Elon's robots work out and then eventually like slowly become better at what they're doing, then yeah, they will phase out those trade jobs as well. It'll be a little more efficient.
What is the defining difference between something like an assistant, like your Amazon Alexa, Siri, Google, all this stuff, and an AI? Are they already considered an AI themselves? Because they already learn. They can go to the internet and grab information.
It is an AI.
Continue conversation from before, hold certain information and continue it to the next thing. But they classify it as an assistant, right?
Like, because you tell it to do things, right? And it doesn't.
That's just kind of like it's.
But
fake,
when it was
right?
an assistant,
it
was an
but
assistant
it has
before
AI.
yeah, I get what you're saying. But back when it was early, just like basic assistant, it couldn't do that, right?
You
It was
had
just like a
commands
single
to do it,
task,
so-
boom, and then move on. Single task, boom, move on. And it was just
Which-
picking up your voice and putting it towards something. It wasn't really
Sometimes-
learning.
It fumbles even when you're like do this and also.
Oh,
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it does still
so-
fumble. Siri sucks.
But that's gonna get resolved very quickly.
Yes,
I mean, I will say
the new
the
Apple
Amazon
AI
one-
looks good.
Amazon will, yeah, they got the money behind it, and then I think ChatGPT started it all, but then I think there are a bunch of other AIs that are much better. United States government has AIs that are
AI.
DARPA has AIs that are
Natalie
much
active
better
today.
than
Let's get it.
ChatGPT.
You don't want to just join us, Natalie?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think bunch of our jobs are gonna get phased out really quickly.
I feel like art and writing and shit like that. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a push for AI, but eventually it's gonna be knocked down
I don't
by
think so,
how
man.
much shit that gets out of it. Because, like, yes, you can put a bunch of writers in a writer's room and they'll stay kind of on a line.
You know what
but
I think
when
is
you're
going
just
to be?
shooting AI out, it's just writing shit after shit after shit after shit. Maybe some gold, and then you got to go and combine and all that shit.
Now,
You know what I think is
that's-
going to be the biggest problem?
if you're
is that
talking
there's
about
just,
literature,
saturation of content. That there's just going to be this massive continuous decline on originality. You know what I mean?
well, no, that's the thing. The level of originality is gonna increase at a higher rate. I think
Really?
you're just gonna have bunch of original content that's gonna start coming in.
I don't think so.
Well, look, if
Nah.
they're beating fighter pilots, what is to say that they're not gonna beat a writer?
No, what I'm trying to say is that there's already just been so much content created, right? Like, you just look at movies and they just compare and say, oh, well, that was the same plot as this, that's the same plot as that. You know, when you watch a movie and you sit there and you know it's this, like, classic action movie, you can predict the next thing that happens. This is what I mean. Like, content is so saturated and it just happens so much that it's getting to a point where things are predictable. Things aren't original. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I say this is why AI I think is gonna change that.
No, I think AI is going to continue
Nah,
to saturate it even harder.
Yeah, it's
You
just
know what I
gonna
mean?
keep pulling and replacing.
It's gonna
and
take us from
repeating.
being in a swimming pool to the fucking ocean of saturation. I think so.
Because
So-
as it is right now, it's only.
I get what you're
pulling
trying
off
to
of the
say.
Things that we have created.
Yeah, Exactly.
So,
It's only
like-
it's building on that.
But see,
Right?
they,
And I mean, we already see that in our movies and in our music and everything.
I
It's
get
all
what you're
corporate.
saying though, that it's smart, right? It's stupid fucking smart, right? So you would think it could go out of the fucking box than an average human.
well, it's not.
But it
it's
can
not
only do
smart.
that so
it takes
much,
less.
you know what I
I
mean?
think it just takes less time to create. Because I
get
think
what you're
human
saying.
being
Yeah,
can
you
create
you
the
can
same
do the
thing
same
and
thing
better,
over time.
but it takes much longer
But this
for
and
somebody
that's
to
but
do
that
it.
also helps my point. It takes less time. They're gonna be able to do this so fucking fast. It's gonna run out very, very quickly.
I don't know, man.
That I feel like that proves my
What-
point right
what-
there. Like
the-
it is so fucking fast, and it's just so smart. It's just gonna keep going, and it's gonna reach like a cap. You know what I mean? Like humans have already made such outrageous content.
I think the best thing right now is to come up with an idea that's going to, because right now the content is getting oversaturated on all of social media platforms.
Everybody's doing the same thing.
Everyone is doing the same thing. No one is doing anything original, right? And even the ones that took off by doing something, now everyone is copying them. So it's gonna be who's gonna be the next one, the next best idea to captivate and entrap your attention, right? Because it's all about fighting for attention, right?
Yeah.
For general populace attention, and I think this is gonna come from behavioral economics. I think that's behavioral economics and evolutionary psychology. If they both combine those two things together, I think they're gonna come out with a pretty much a foolproof method of how to keep your attention for hours and hours on end on a specific subject that they want you to keep your attention on, right? Like where you're gonna be, they're constantly gonna be feeding you like a fiend of what you want, right?
Okay,
Like the
I can
heroin.
see
They're
what you
constantly
mean.
gonna give you the heroin, and you're not gonna get bored, even if it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be same thing that you want to see. And the minute you change your course just a little bit, it's gonna flood you with whatever you change your course on. So you're gonna have like multitude of content, but you're not gonna be able to consume it all. So they're gonna give you what you need. So yes, are you gonna get saturated? Yes, but are you gonna be able to consume it all? No. And that's gonna be the gluttony, right? Like the consumption gluttony.
So I guess what you're trying to say is that it's gonna be original to you.
Correct. It's gonna be original to you. Might not be original to someone else, but it'll be original to
What
you.
I was thinking is the whole system.
Well,
right?
the whole system is just gonna have like it's gonna be like the Great Library of Alexandria, a bunch of books that you need. Are you gonna be able to read them all? No,
yeah.
but you're gonna have them there, right? Like, you won't even go to that section of these
Within
books,
your
right?
lifetime, right?
Mhm. Yes, that's what's gonna happen, and I think AI that's just gonna just terabytes and terabytes of what's the next thing from terabyte, right? Like
Bug.
Megabyte or
Oh,
whatever.
terabyte.
What's
So after terabyte, you have Damn, I feel stupid.
Not important. So you're gonna have the.
I know, but I've watched so many fucking computer videos of them building like servers and stuff, and they use the term
But see, this is the thing with the AI. Like in 1 week, if it's at
kilobyte.
one,
No, kilobyte's the most simple one. That's the first.
No, byte is the first one.
yeah,
Well, yeah, well,
bit
by
bit is the first one. Then it's a byte.
Bit, yeah, bit then a byte.
See, So-
Petabyte.
huh?
Or
Penta?
penta maybe? No.
No. So the point,
petabyte,
Petabyte, okay.
petabyte.
Yeah.
So
and then after that it's exabyte.
well,
and
see,
then
because
zettabyte and yottabyte.
right now you're talking about AMD this, AMD that,
Petabyte and
Intel this,
tetrabyte
Intel that.
and like
But they've been
exabyte.
working on quantum computers for a while now, and some companies do have quantum computers, including Microsoft. So once the quantum computing computers come around, the game is going to completely change. This is when the AI is going to become, because right now, if let's say human and AI are at 1-to-1, right? Human AI is as intelligent as the human. The self-learning AI within a week will be 10x. Within another week, it'll be 10x that. Within another week, it'll be 10x that. So basically, in a month, it'll be 10,000 times smarter than a human. In 1 month. And it's a geometric. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a geometric. It's 10xing every week, basically. So in a year,
it's a linear curve.
well, it's not. It's not linear. That's the thing. It's not linear. It's geometric. So it's gonna be like a hockey stick. You know what I mean?
Well, but in the scale of things, it's a linear curve.
Well, no,
going
that's
upwards.
no. The line is gonna be like a hockey stick.
Yeah, but it's
up.
gonna go up.
Yes, hockey stick up.
If you look at the statistic, you put the line and it's gonna be going up.
No, that's the linear you're talking about. I'm talking about a hockey stick where it starts at the 1 and then slowly gets 10,
Okay.
100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. You know what I
I get
mean?
what he's
It's going to
saying.
go
Yeah,
by
yeah, I
10.
get it,
It's
I
not
get
going to be, you know what I
10
mean?
times this, then 10 times that, then 10 times
Yes.
this, then 10 times. Yeah.
So,
Like a hockey stick.
so
I get what you're saying.
once quantum computing gets in there where it computes at such a fast speed, like right now those things are huge, right? Like just like a computer back in the day was huge. Like it was like a whole drawer that was a normal computer. The quantum computers are that right now. Give it another 20 years. You're going to have a quantum computer laptop. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be it. Once that comes through, I think that's the next invention that's going to propel us, like, cuz the last one we had was internet. After that it was social media, Facebook in 2008, and cell phones, right? And I think the next one is the quantum computers. I think that's gonna be the next step in evolution.
You know what? I was one of those people that it meta was so loud that I was almost like, damn, people are actually gonna go for this. Like I thought it was actually gonna, snowball. You know what I mean?
Meta.
Yeah, like the whole metaverse kind of thing.
It would have.
It was so big. You know what I mean? Like the clout, I want to say, around it was so big. At least on my algorithm, it kind of seemed like the people were really going for it.
It would have been.
I thought it was
Very
gonna go
big
through.
Marketed.
Yeah, right. It was marketed very
It would have
well.
been big if the NFTs and the cryptocurrency
It kept going,
didn't-
right, and didn't
didn't
start
get
turning into
smashed.
scams.
Yeah.
And if
It-
VR was more implemented in regular homes instead of a niche thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
would've been.
and it's crazy though because they had
Which
it cheap,
Apple
man.
just created their glasses. Apple just created their VR at $3,000.
35 now.
AR,
3,500
VR.
bucks, too expensive.
Yeah, right now it's $3,500. Do you think people are not gonna buy it? Of course they are. Just like we said, Tesla. Nobody's gonna buy Teslas. Look at that.
Yeah,
The
some people
largest
are gonna
producer
buy
in
it.
the country.
7 different accessories that's gonna come
Some
with it.
people are
Mhm,
gonna buy
yep,
some
including
flamethrowers.
the cable
Not
that you have to
everybody's
pay
gonna
for.
be able to afford a flamethrower.
Yeah, but this is not a flamethrower, bro. Like this is gonna take off. I'm telling you, just like the iPad. If you think about the iPad, it's a worthless invention. It's literally pointless. People buy it in masses. iPad is
don't know.
pointless. They buy it in
not
masses.
necessarily.
because-
It's a
iPad
bigger
isn't
screen. You
pointless.
can draw.
There's a
on
lot
it,
more
like,
games.
Yeah.
read better. Like,
It's a really good thing
comic
for
books
school.
on an iPad. So much better than
Yeah, but like, what does your
Yeah, bro,
iPad do
having
that
the-
your computer cannot
It
handle?
has a better chip than your phone, so you could do a little bit more creative work like editing, drawing.
And it's
you
a
can use it
slimmer
for
thing than your
business.
computer.
You can use it for looking up everything. You already have a better version of your phone on an iPad.
Well, yeah, but your computer already, like, who did you guys? Do
But
you
you
guys
can't
turn
take-
off your
you-
computer ever?
But you can't take your computer
What?
around with you.
Do you ever turn off your computer?
every day.
I do, yeah.
Like, shut it down?
Yeah,
of
every day.
course.
I don't. Keep
That's
that
not
shit
a-
running for
that's
days.
not- That's not a good idea. It's not
Why
good
not?
for it. Too much
It's
heat.
actually these days, it's not bad to just leave your thing. and
Yeah,
let
just
go.
It
keep it
depends.
running.
It depends on what it's run. If it just literally has nothing open, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, I leave
Right.
my
Now, if
computer
you leave
on,
a
like,
heavy game going.
Now, for example, like Justin that has his Discord stream running while League of Legends is open and then goes to sleep, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
No, but the point I'm trying to say is, if you're keeping your computer open, like, what's making you not move a mouse
Shout
for
out,
2
shout out
seconds
Justin.
to open it up, and you would
I
open.
mean,
like
I
the
don't
same
turn
thing
it
as
off.
iPad.
I just put it to sleep
I turn
Yeah,
it right off
sleep.
all the
and
way.
do like regular reboot.
Yeah, I turn it right off all the way every time. Which sometimes can be annoying because sometimes drivers don't load correctly due to that because you're booting it every single time, and sometimes drivers want to fail. So that can be a little annoying sometimes. But I don't know. I'm too picky, man. I'm too picky with my computer. I
But
just
see,
turn it off.
what I'm trying to say is, your computer can handle the iPad stuff, and it's just as bulky
Oh, I mean,
as your iPad, which means like you can't transport it as easily in your pocket like if you could with your phone, right?
I mean, something like an iPad is a little bit more
powerful.
than
Have
this
you seen
computer.
those
It's probably around the
tourists
same.
with the fucking big ass iPad
Taking
trying to take
pictures?
pictures?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but,
it
you
is.
know.
It is. That's why the cameras on them is not that great. You know what I mean? So, but the whole point is that I'm just saying, iPad is a pointless like out of scheme of things, iPad is one of those things that's just like I want it, I don't need it.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
With a cell phone, you need it. Computer, you need it. But iPad is just that in between.
No, because I feel that the iPad can be a substitute for the laptop.
Not really, bro.
Yeah, it can. It can. It can.
Yeah, I mean, hell,
And-
look at the Surface Pro. It's basically an iPad.
Don't talk
that's
about that
a
thing. That
computer.
thing is disgusting.
I mean, it's not great, but you know.
Miguel was the Microsoft representative at Best Buy. He knows all about the Surface Pros. I used to go over there and roast him all day about his shitty Surface Pros. I used to hate selling those things. They were horrible, but they looked cute for all the little girls, so they all liked them.
Yeah.
Like cute little designs and colors and shit, and they see the cool commercials of. You remember when they first came out, all the click commercials, right? When they were like clicking them open and close and shit. Yeah, that shit sold.
But that's what sells, bro. The shiny shit sells. Who
Yeah,
cares
but
what's inside?
nobody's like Apple with that fucking iPad, man. That shit sells way more.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's what I'm
would,
trying to say.
I would walk them over. I was like, do you want something that'll last you a really long time? Or do you just want something
Or do you
because
wanna
it
be
looks
back in 2
nice and it'll
weeks?
work for what your basic uses are?
Yeah, buy a Mac. That'll last you forever.
Yeah, I mean, an
Not
iPad,
anymore.
iPad is the same thing as a fucking Surface, just
Not
with an
anymore,
Apple
man.
operating system.
with their, you're right. Once they started integrating their memories and hard drives into
Bro,
the
like,
motherboard, it
Emily's
just went to
computer is a
shit.
piece of shit, man. It's a piece of shit. She's got the first. It was
Fuck
the
a Chromebook. At least Surface has Microsoft. on it.
Who-
Yeah,
said
Chromebook is
Chromebook?
complete.
Surface or Chromebook is literally the
It's
worst.
Cop out.
So
it is
he would. So
the
he,
Anything.
so
worst. There's one thing
Eddie
I can
would
roast
make-
more than
Eddie,
a Surface.
Eddie would make
is
fun
a
of me for the
Chromebook.
Surface, and I would make fun of Dylan.
Dylan,
for
we'd
selling
we'd
Chromebooks.
both make fun of Dylan. We'd go over there and start smashing his Chromebooks closed and shit, and start roasting them because there's
Do you want a
nothing worse
shitty
than a Chromebook.
machine with no access to anything? You basically buy something to have the right to do Google shit on it.
You literally,
Buy a
it's just
Chromebook.
it's literally just a machine to Google search on.
Yeah.
And watch YouTube videos, and I
But
guess
think
if you
about
use like Google Docs and shit like that, okay, it'll work for you.
But
But besides
just
that,
think about it.
it's just a useless machine.
Let's just think about it. If you're a student,
Glorified
do you
Google
need
search
need
machine.
anything more than a Chromebook?
Yes, you
Yes.
definitely do. If you're
How?
using because they require Microsoft.
Just the operating
Word?
system alone just eliminates.
They
it.
don't require a Word. You can type
Yeah.
it
A
out
lot
in
of
Google
the-
Docs.
So when you go to
They definitely
college,
still
there's
do require Word.
applications that you have to download. They're not compatible with Chromebook. You have to have a Windows operating system.
Bingo.
And they
That-
say some of them say that they're compatible with Mac, but they lie.
What, the applications?
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them are.
They're
Some of them
very,
are.
Yeah, they
they're
suck
very
with Mac.
Finicky. They're very,
They
very finicky.
suck with Mac. They want you to
Like,
use
you'll
specific.
You'll turn in papers and shit, and it'll just like send in blank sheets and stuff.
No, and then
because
they
you
want
can't
you to use
switch it.
specific
I've never
cookie
had that
settings,
issue.
and they want you to use specific browsers if you have certain problems. And get a fucking Windows PC. Stop downloading boo boo wallpapers and getting dumb viruses, and you'll be okay. Like I mean, I had a Windows PC that was $500. Had a basic i5 processor. It wasn't nothing crazy. It lasted me 6 years. An HP, like just a normal piece of shit. And it lasted me 6 years. It only went out because finally the cooling fan went out on it, so it was overheating and it would just shut off.
No, I mean if you use that for its intended purposes, meaning like doing your work and doing your homework, like and stuff like that, you're not gonna have issues. Once in a while, browsing the internet, doing the normal human shit. Like the minute you open those XXX websites, game over. You
It's
know what
not
I mean?
even that, man. It's just people like to download random shit. Like they're trying to do something cool on their computer or whatever. And like they don't realize that like you search up some wallpaper and it takes you to their website. And it's like, oh yeah, download the wallpaper here. You don't realize that shit's just a backdoor into your shit. And you get this wallpaper and now you're fucked. You think you got a cool wallpaper, but now you're using GoDaddy every time you go to use your search engine. It's just so funny,
Yeah, that's
bro.
why when I
It's such something so basic that people don't know. It's just like, yo, try and keep it simple. I get it. On Mac, it's a lot easier it's a lot harder for that to happen. But nowadays,
got
that shit
viruses and shit,
that shit
but
still gets
it's-
viruses. I've seen people
harder
get
to
Macs bricked from viruses, and you can't even
Yeah.
recover anything on them because Mac is so
That's the
fucking
thing. That's
security.
the thing with Mac viruses.
Right.
Like PC, Microsoft viruses, some might fuck with your shit. They might malware your shit. Mac viruses just completely fucks your shit.
Yeah, it just
like,
breaks
they're
your
dead.
shit.
Bricked.
Yeah.
Dead.
But the level of fucker you have to do to get that is like
Bro, it's actually not
another
that high.
level.
It's really not that hard.
Well, come on,
No,
man.
it's not. Emily's
You
fucking
apply-
shit is her search engine for her Google is now stuck on GoGoDaddy every time. It does. I've
Yeah.
tried everything.
You apply admin rights to the wrong thing, and
There
But
you
there's
go.
a way to do it. There's
The thing is that she's fucking done so many dumb shit. I can't find the fucking one, like the one setting that I can go clear the rights.
It's not a setting. It's not a setting. It's an actual script that is on there. To get rid of that, there's this app. It's like it looks like a garbage can, right? You download that garbage can app, and there's another one. There's called Malware Doctor. That shit will clean up your Mac like that. It'll get rid of absolutely everything on it.
She doesn't use it anymore. She just uses the Windows PC I built her, which is way more powerful. Cause so she got the Mac Pro when it first came out with the bar.
Yeah,
the
but
first year, that shit was shitty. It was still using like Intel
talking about
i5.
useless shit.
Yeah.
fucking Putting a
But
touch
see,
bar
this
If you
on the
no,
laptop.
see, this is the thing, actually, because I sold a bunch of those working computers. This is the thing. When you bought it, you forced yourself to use it. It could be something useful. But if within the first month you don't learn to use it, it's just a piece. It's just something extra there that you don't even pay attention to and you don't really care about. But I do have some people that were coming in complaining when they took it away, and they were like, "Man, I really liked it because I actually integrated it into my my style of work."
I can see that.
But see, here's the thing. Does Emily really need that powerful ass computer?
She will when she gets into the architecture program. Yeah.
Well, when and if she gets into the architecture program.
Damn, if you asshole.
Shit.
Bro, ask her.
I'm just fucking with you.
No. You want invite her and ask her what she's gonna have for lunch. Does she know what she wants to have for lunch tomorrow?
No, she's already in the program for architecture.
Okay.
Going for that. So I think she'll transfer to USF when she's done. Or I think she was talking about how SPC has a program now.
Yeah.
But
So
we'll see.
what I'm trying to say, yeah, in
She
that
will
case,
need it. Yeah,
in
she
that
will
case, she
eventually
will
need it.
need the powerful computer. Okay, all good and dandy. But then what?
It's just a big ass motherfucking paperweight.
That's what I'm saying. Like so.
Big ass one.
So majority of the
I
time,
mean, that's where something like an iPad Pro could be more.
there you go.
Where you're because you're actually drawing out shit.
The
and being
problem
able to
is
There you go.
with CAD you require like a decent graphics card and a Windows computer. I think.
So you're
and
telling
all
me
this
CAD
stuff.
does not have an Apple ready software? Come on. Man,
I'm sure
can't
you
be.
gotta get one of the fucking nice ass pros to run that shit.
No, even the iPad will have that CAD on it.
Not what they're requiring, because they actually tell you to get like a decent computer
Look
with
it
a
up.
graphics
Look
card
it
and
up, bro.
everything.
There's
That's why Lynette had to spend all that money on that HP.
Look it up.
I mean, I think she went a little overboard. She could have
she
got
did.
no. What happened was they got a computer that had like features like OLED screen and 4K display, but it's got like the graphics card's like a 1060. It's like what we have in this computer.
Hey, that's the leading graphics card on.
It is.
Steam right now.
Yep. It was
Let me see.
it's been
Let
for
me-
a while. It's one of the top
Yeah.
for a
Still
long time because most
But-
people use 1080p and play Minecraft.
True.
Here you
Apple
go.
is starting to like loosen the reins, so like they'll allow more people to get developer mode and stuff. So that might be something you. Can
There's an
get through
AutoCAD
developer
for an
mode.
iPhone, bro. Majority of architects
Look,
will be able to use an
look.
AutoCAD on an iPad or
System
iPhone.
requirements for AutoCAD 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It's Windows software, either 10, Windows 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need
What's
at
the
least,
Mac?
Let me see.
Go to Mac.
Let me just go to the page. Let me see. So for Mac, you would either have to get a Pro, the second up Pro, or start getting into one of the Mac Minis or something,
Yeah.
like the actual desktop.
You know, Mac
Minis.
Minis are what, $700?
Let me see.
$700-800 for a Mac Mini? Ain't shit.
And this is basic requirements, which is never what you want to go for.
No, I understand, but what I'm trying to say, there's an AutoCAD on your iPhone. There's an
Top
AutoCAD
of
on
the
your iPad.
line is 1100.
1100.
It's
Top of
on
the
sale
line?
right now.
I'm like the Mini, Mac Mini.
Mac Mini.
Yeah, $1,100, which is a
And
lot
that's not
cheaper.
counting if you're gonna buy like those fancy Mac
A lot
screens.
cheaper than her
Yes.
computer build, no.
It's a lot cheaper than the laptop that your sister got. Like a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but like I told you, it's 'cause it's got like an OLED 4K display on that goddamn laptop. That's why. That right there is gonna give you like a $500 price bump on whatever fucking laptop you buy.
But does she have a
4K
choice to get
OLED?
another one?
Yeah, because she custom ordered it, I think. Well, there's a plethora of laptop configurations you can get. Like,
Well,
for example, I found because I was gonna swap when I was when
No,
the
no,
laptop
I'm
first
not
broke.
arguing. I'm not arguing the price or the configuration, whether what's more expensive or cheaper, whether the Mac or the PC. What I'm trying to say is that, in reality, like, AutoCAD doesn't want to lose money because you pay money for it, right? So they're gonna create something for an iPad and an iPhone.
I get
you know what I mean? Like, they're
But
not.
I
Gonna
didn't
lose
see
on it.
nothing. I didn't see nothing for any mobile devices
Bro, I just pulled it up on the App Store.
for the actual AutoCAD.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's some kind of basic version, but not the version they're gonna let you use in college, bro.
Bro, it's AutoCAD with 4.5 stars, 6.2K reviews.
I get what you're saying, but they're not gonna let you use your freaking phone AutoCAD for college, bro. You have to
CAD
understand
viewer
that.
and
They
editor.
require you to have some kind of computer, whether it may be the Mac or the PC. It's got to be one or the other.
Live Home 3D, house design, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying, but like when I'm looking on the basic like normal AutoCAD like application, which is the one they're gonna have you use for college and all this stuff, they're asking for a PC or a Mac. And then I think the lowest Mac they're asking is the newest MacBook Air, and I'm sure.
Let me just tell you this. So
Mike,
my work requires me to remote into a remote desktop,
Yeah.
right? When I'm working from home, and I think Moon is frozen. I think so. With my iPad, I was able to get a Pebble mouse.
he's back.
I was able to get a Pebble mouse with a Bluetooth
Uh-huh.
connected to my iPad and use my iPad to remote in to my work computer and complete all the tasks possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So bottom line, this is what's going to happen. Most of these companies, like the bigger companies, let's say you're going to work for, you're going to have to remote in onto their system. Their system is going to run the AutoCAD. So whatever you have to remote in, you'll be able to remote in and do the job.
You're probably right when it comes to the business thing, but you have to think about it for school, right? They're going to expect you to have their system, your own system, to run the program and learn.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole thing, right?
And comes from your professor. If your professor knows and understands how to work it on an iPad and a Mac, you should be.
Maybe they'll get progressive with it, right? Right.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get it.
it's just the people not knowing how to use one system versus another. I think it's just a human.
100%. I mean, I saw that a lot with Best Buy. People think they're caught up with technology, but they're not. They're just on their section. They want to stay there. They don't want to move on. They think that they're good because they have an email and a smartphone, right? But it's getting beyond that.
Yeah, and majority of us, like, in reality, like, the less I use, like, I use my laptop a lot more when I was in school, but since I'm not using my laptop at all, literally, I do not miss my laptop. Before, my laptop would be on my lap 24/7. Now I don't even use it, and majority of people are on their cell phones. Like, literally, laptop is a scam for you to go through college. That's what it is.
You
In
know,
reality-
Times I'll be on my computer and go like, I should look that up, and then grab my
Grab
phone.
your phone.
Like,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I do that all the fucking time. I'm literally like, I have a $3,000 piece of equipment in front of me, and I'm like, oh, let me grab my phone. And
Yeah, because it's more
Right?
convenient. It's more seamless. It works.
it
fast.
really isn't though. Sometimes you're on the keyboard and mouse on Google, and you go grab your phone. Like, what the fuck?
right? Like I personally can type better on a keyboard than I can on my phone.
1,000%.
I'm like an old. My wife makes fun of me all the time, saying I type like an old man.
On a phone.
On a phone, yeah.
Yeah.
But like on the fucking keyboard, it's fine.
What's up, Nana?
We have visitors. What's up, buddy?
But still, I'll grab my phone to like Google something or look up the IMDb or something of a show
Yeah.
I'm watching
And
instead
you
of
type
just.
so slow.
You type so slow.
Yeah, because it's a.
What are you doing with the one hand like this kind of thing? Or are you at least with the two thumbs? Bro?
I got the two thumbs.
He whips out the
but-
little stylus.
No, I don't. So here's the thing. I have a unpopular idea. I don't think we guys text message as much as the girls do. I think girls are on another level of text messaging.
That's not
bro.
true. That's not true.
I
know a
don't
lot
think
of
guys do text messages much.
Rodolfo's one of those guys I know that is constantly.
Yeah, but who is he talking to?
His girl. And other
Exactly.
people too.
My point. because he's talking to a girl. Like we guys,
but see, I think it depends, man. Because me as a guy, I was never one of those people that were always typing. Like I was always just like quick conversation for necessary information, and like we have our meaningful conversations in person.
That's how dudes are, though.
Or
majority
like
of dudes.
a FaceTime call at least. You know what I mean? Not a text.
How long did it take us to decide that we're gonna have this couch? You send a picture. What do you think about the couch? I love it. That's what it was. I love it. All right, cool. It's in the room. Done. Conversation is over. With girls, it would have been, I wonder how that color is going to look. Put it against this wall. No, move it to the right, to the left. Color is not it. There would be a whole string of conversations and group chats about a couch.
Group chats, multiple.
Yeah, about the couch.
I mean, the couch specifically. Eddie did get on the Discord and he was like, what's this look like? You know, like...
But that's what it was. Like, what does this look like? And that was it.
I use that Discord channel as my advice all day, every day. I go and be like, yo, what do y'all think of this?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. We, like, when we dudes talk, we're straight to the point. We don't sugarcoat. We don't say anything that's, like, not necessarily like to say anything that's politically correct. And if you're saying something that sounds politically correct, it's because you truly believe in it. That's literally what happens when dudes communicate. We don't just sugarcoat. And that's a nice white
couch, unlike... Nat's yellow couch.
Yeah, Nat's yellow couch actually was my brother's and sister's-in-law couch before, which I'm glad it found a really good home.
Break?
We flame her for the inheritance of that.
I mean, she needed it. They didn't, and that was perfect.
Hey, it was free 99, so.
Yeah.
I respect the grind. I respect the hustle, but you know, yellow mustard color.
That shit was ugly, and we told my sister it was ugly when she got it.
All right, guys, we have officially made it to 2 hours.
Your sister likes colors, bro. Their door is yellow, bro.
That was an ugly fucking, and the other one. The door is not the same mustard yellow.
It's still yellow though.
I like normal yellow, not that mustard turning green yellow.
Bro, like yellow is yellow.
Nah. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Like, we don't men don't recognize colors as well as women do, right? Like, she'll be able to tell you it's a different shade of yellow.
Yeah, but that's when you see like it, it's yellow. Mustard yellow versus a normal yellow.
What color is mustard?
Mustard yellow.
Get out of here, bro. It's yellow.
Yeah, but we talking about like French's or like Dijon mustard, because those are two different.
That is not colors. Yellow. That's more cream brown.
It depends on how, like, I guess, dense.
Like, depends. Yeah, how many of those little seeds it has inside.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we dudes, we talk like straight. I'm not saying it's a better way of communication. This is like how it is. So we don't beat around the bush. The sky is always blue. Sometimes it's fucking blue, but it's still blue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where with girls, like, well, no, it's sometimes red and fuchsia and peach and this and that. You know, like, nah, bro, sky is blue. You know, so we don't have that. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't even know
what. Have you ever seen that, like, beautiful sunset where everything's just like that deep orange?
Yeah.
You feel like you're on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm watching all the movies again. I'm doing it in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 order.
Jesus, you got time on hand.
No, because I was on the flight and shit, bro. I downloaded them. And so I just watched the first 2 on the flights. And like while we were going to
you were able to finish like 2? Oh, the one way.
So, for example, on the way there, I didn't watch any actually. But then on
what did you do the entire time?
I slept. I not slept, but like tried to sleep.
Try to sleep?
Yeah, it sucked. And then I watched the first one, the whole thing, on the way back from Mocha, because like an hour and something drive.
So I've been saving Jack Ryan. I haven't watched it.
You know what I want to watch?
Jack Ryan.
The Bear. I haven't watched it yet.
Which one?
The Bear. It's the guy, has the actor from
Shameless. Yeah, I watched it. It was okay. Yeah.
Apparently this new season got 100%.
Did you watch The Witcher?
I haven't watched the new Witcher.
Witcher was pretty good. And they got three more coming in
so
July
this is my
27th.
thing. After this season, he's no longer.
He's
no
Witcher, longer. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I've heard they're talking about other actors already. I've heard rumors, but
Liam Hemsworth has been
Liam
confirmed. Yeah.
Really confirmed. Okay.
So I guess
they're
what's her
also
name?
talking about just scrapping it.
I guess Miley did lose out, huh?
No, I mean, damn, that's a throwback.
Bruh, I remember that we even have.
It would make more sense.
Miley is nothing. She's just a crackhead. We have that clip went viral, bro. Some girl got butthurt. Like, she's not a crackhead. She'll find someone else.
Motherfucker, I forgot what I was gonna say.
But anyway, so Witcher, I'm gonna save those
They
three
should
for the
scrap
flight.
it. They should just scrap it. If it does good, they just move on.
Fine with, yeah. There's a show on HBO called The Warrior, or just Warrior. Phenomenal.
What is it about?
It's about 1900s San Francisco and like the immigration of Chinese immigrants to like work in places.
Do they
and
fight
then,
in it?
Like, oh yeah, bunch of kung fu, and then they also have like an Irish faction that's trying to take Chinatown and kill. It's a lot about politics, but then they also go into like these beautiful fight scenes, and then there's
Warrior?
like betrayal and all that. Yeah, Warrior.
You guys heard? I know
Phenomenal.
Jay probably doesn't know what I'm talking about, but they're gonna do like another season of The Last Airbender, like the cartoon or something.
I know what an Airbender
Yeah.
is, bro. I watched all of the seasons of Airbender.
I respect.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you know what's funny? That show is so known for like it catching the kids and catching the parents. Like I remember, so growing up, I used to go to a elementary school, Westgate, right, which is literally down the road from my house, right. And in front of Westgate lives he's my godfather, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's my uncle, right. And I used to go there every day after school from first grade to fifth grade. And I used to go there and watch The Last Airbender, and my aunt, his wife, would watch it with us, and like she was into it, and she watched the whole thing multiple times, and like knows all about it, and she was into it. Like
you're talking about
that
the cartoon,
show,
right?
Yeah, and that show was known for catching adults as well as catching kids.
Yeah, I watched the movie. Movie was okay. I was
Oh,
kind
the
of
movie
disappointed.
was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie was shit.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the whole storyline, right?
Well,
Like,
the thing was, is it just literally tried to sum up that first like season basically, and it did it very, very quickly and poorly.
yeah, there was not much story in there. But I mean,
Yeah.
how are you gonna cram hours and hours of
No,
like, content?
I
into
think they're
something?
doing a show now, which will be better. I think if they can
A
do it
live
correctly.
action one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they can do it correctly, like I feel like, for example, we're seeing adaptations done in live action from things that were done in cartoons, like games and stuff like
That's
that,
the thing.
and doing it well.
Anime community is never gonna be happy with any live action that comes out, no matter what, because it was so much better in the anime.
Is The Last Airbender considered anime, or is it just isn't it a cartoon?
It's anime. It's
I
gotta
mean,
be
it
anime.
is a cartoon, but it's like that weird like
Middle ground.
middle ground where
Where they
it's
wanna
like
call it
more
an anime
Japanese
sometimes.
inspired.
I get it, yeah.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
even
it's
Mark
an
Hamill,
American
when he was,
anime.
like-
Is that
Yeah.
a good way to put it? I think.
Yeah, kind of. But
It
like,
is, it
Mark
is. It's
Hamill was
long.
like, this is deep. Like, this is
Yes.
like, I didn't want to do just a kid show, and then I read the script and I was like, oh, I have to do this role. Like,
Yeah, I want to see what
Well,
they can
but
do.
see, this
but
is the thing.
I
Like,
have hope because I enjoy The Witcher. I enjoy The Last of Us. I'm enjoying these shows, so I have some hope. All right.
but this is the thing.
And it's like my favorite childhood show.
when was-
That's top first for me.
like
Top one.
when was last time you seen a movie with a female character, like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Protagonist.
No, female like lead that captivated you as much as any of these male lead, whether it's cartoon or a movie.
Anytime Scarlett Johansson's on screen.
That's pretty motherfucking
Listen.
captivating.
Listen, the Black Widow was, I think, in my opinion, was probably one of the worst out of all the Avengers.
Are you talking about
In
the
my-
plot?
In my
I'm
opinion,
not talking about the plot.
just the movie itself, like the Black Widow movie itself was pretty bad.
Talking about with Taskmaster and stuff like that, right? That's that. movie
well,
was.
I mean, that was a thrown together movie to get Joe out of her fucking contract.
Really.
Well,
So,
whether get her out of the contract or not, what I'm trying to say, like, I don't know of a lead female movie or even a show or series that
Movie.
captivates me.
Mockingbird?
I mean, maybe you just don't connect with
Hunger
female characters.
Well, no, because I think what I'm looking for is like that whole struggle, like, right, like, let's take Airbender. He has to go through struggles to get somewhere, right? Like I think this is what people like to see, that struggle from zero to something.
I think I have to agree with Alex because they did with the whole thing after with the same storyline. What was her name? Korra, right? Mm-hmm. The Legend of Korra, which is the same world as The Last Airbender, continued on. A lot of people like the show, and I think it's...
You comparing Korra to The Last Airbender, bro?
I didn't compare.
So this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Wait. What I'm trying to say is I agree with Moon in the sense that it just doesn't catch me or you because you don't connect because it's a female. It's looking at it through different eyes.
Because like one example in a history that actually has happened. Like I can see a dude going through that.
What do you mean?
Have you watched Hannah on Prime?
It
sucked.
It sucked. I watched it. It sucked. It was terrible.
A movie terrible. I fucked with, the one Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. That was a good movie. Yeah. I like that movie. Which one is Lucy? I enjoyed it. That was when the one with Scarlett Johansson had some shit done to her brain, like some. Oh no, she was smuggling drugs, right? And it started leaking in her, and it was some drug like to I don't remember what it was, but it basically like. You know the whole thing, like we only use a certain percent of our brain, like apparently unlocked the rest of her brain.
Oh yeah, Lucy, I know what you're saying.
Lucy,
was that a show or a movie?
It was a movie. It was a movie. It had Morgan Freeman in it.
Okay, one. What's next? One.
Hey, bro. Hey, you asked for one, bitch. Yeah, I met the requirement,
this is
motherfucker.
Like the citizenship test. You said one. I give you one.
No, one.
He gave you another one he liked. Hannah.
I mean, Jay, there's a show called Yellow Jackets, which is all female cast, and it's fucking great. Like. It's about a bunch of soccer students, like high schoolers. They fly to nationals, and their plane goes down in the forest, and they're slowly leaking out like that they started like eating each other and hunting each other, and like shit gets fucked up like real quickly, and it's mad brutal.
Jay, I'm gonna give you a couple.
Dark.
That wouldn't happen though. That wouldn't happen in real life. Like, I don't see that happening in real life.
What does this man want?
I don't
understand him. I really don't. What do you mean it doesn't happen? It's just in the movie, bro. That with female roles or a show.
What I'm trying to say.
And Lucy wouldn't happen in real life, and The Last Airbender wouldn't happen in real life.
I got one for you. 70% of the videos on Pornhub.com are captivating.
That's
with female leads.
Female
leads.
Content, bitch.
No. What I'm trying to say, I guess, in movies, when it could technically happen in real life, it captivates people. Or if it's like part of life, it captivates people and they watch it.
Michelle Yeoh and fucking anything everywhere all at once. That was phenomenal.
But what he's saying is you still can apply that to the plot he talked about. It's just gonna go into the extremes of sabotage, betrayal.
Yeah, but that wouldn't happen in real life.
I mean, those things happen on smaller scales in real life. Sabotage, betrayal, savagery. Yeah, bro. That shit. You know what? That's not true. Women backstab hard, bro.
No, they need to be saved.
They literally can be in a group of 3. One walks away and it's 2 seconds. Is that bitch breath stank? She's so fat. Her baby daddy ain't doing nothing at home. It's right away. And I'm just saying this because women have told me this. And they always say, like, I like having guy friends more because they're more real.
Bullshit. They get like the attention.
But again, it's about the situation.
Guys give you attention. If you as a girl are a friend with a dude, one of you is busted. Like, really busted. Like, just like that comedian
But
said.
I think what's also they like is the bluntness that men have versus women. Like we talked about how communicating overtly.
Bro, it's the attention.
But no, there's parts of it. There's parts to it.
It's the attention or the thing that they can get from having a male guy around. Oh, my tire's fucked up. I'll help you.
Oh, my God.
Because women can't change their own tires.
Well, I mean, they can, but they choose not to. I'm not saying that they can't. There's a lot of things women can do, but they don't choose not to. But the point is, what I'm trying to say, in the real life, that wouldn't happen. Like, just like they did this experiment where they had, like, girls on an island, uninhabitable island, and the dudes on an inhabitable island. Within a half day, dudes already had fire. They've already done caught food. And, like, they were, like, set up. Where women, they had, like, camera crew had to go in to rescue them because they were going to die of hypothermia because they couldn't put two things together.
Well, yeah, we don't live in a survival nation.
That really wouldn't happen either, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we don't. But the dudes somehow were able to put two things together or three things together and figure
because
this out.
on average, men are more interested in things like this, and you are more like just more survival instinct, right?
I think it has to do with
built into us.
There's TikTok is a beautiful thing because it shows you a bunch of attractive women that are like preppers or fucking loggers or shit like that. And you're like, how? How did that happen? But that's just.
But But you see, this is what I'm trying to say. If they put us like four of us, they put us on an inhabitable island, we would be able to figure shit out. I've never done anything prepping, but I think there's like chain of command. With dudes, there's a chain of command. There's the guy that's gonna say, okay, we're doing this. The other one's gonna fall in line. Where with girls, more communitarian. Half for you, half for me, half for you, half for you. Everybody gets a half. Everybody's communitarian. Everybody this, everybody that, and then everything falls apart.
People freak out in survival situations.
I think as a dude,
flight.
I think all four of us on an island would do just fine. We'd do
but
just
we're not
fine.
strangers.
Huh?
We're not strangers.
Even if you were strangers, you would do just fine.
Hey, bro. I will have to say I wouldn't disagree that if you took us four and then our four like counterparts and put them together, I think we have a much higher chance. But
much higher chance of survival.
You don't argue with me with that.
I'm sorry, but like there's no argument to that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not.
No,
it's
just
different.
part of what,
we're just different.
Like you put us four in a room to change a diaper, and we all look at each other like,
we
"What the fuck? What do we do?"
We would try to kick that kid as a soccer ball. Like it'll be a different
we're gonna
story.
Fucking pull scissors out, pull it off, hose.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a different story. I mean we'll be kicking that kid as a soccer ball because like, but it would be five. Can you imagine 5 kids right now running around here? It'd be real quick.
No, I mean, like we talked about, you just 30 minutes in the corner, let them scream it out, and then they know.
No, I at that point, I think we would be taking bets. Which little kid is going to win? Pitting them against each other. You going to take that from him? Are you going to take that from him?
No, we would get in trouble so fast.
Side bets. I got 20. This one going to win. And then they're all going to get punched. All right, guys, we're going to come down. Nobody says anything to moms. But what I'm saying is, like, we're different, right? Like, and I think when it comes to, like, movies and things like that, is different. Like, for example, what was that show that was, it was put out by HBO with, I think it was HBO, with the ladies that were, like, entrapped in this place, and this guy was basically using them to, like, grape them and stuff like that. Like, they're all wearing like nun clothes.
I don't know.
It went viral.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was huge.
The Handmaid's
Tale. Handmaid's Tale went viral. It went viral because shit like that happens in real life. Like, and that was mainly female cast. Right? They had males, but it was mainly female cast. That went viral because
Jay just got
things like
himself
that
right there.
No, but things like that happen in real life. Like, so I think when we stick to the things that do happen in real life, it makes the movies more realistic and attracts more people to it.
One of my favorite movies is Whiplash, which a lot of other people would call a boring movie, but I think it's really good. It just shows the extreme of like dedicating yourself and pushing yourself way too far.
That's another reason I like The Bear too. And
being not only pushing yourself, but having someone else push you too far. Like in the movie, like there's the professor, right? Like this guy's fucking crazy, right? As he's there fucking drumming, hands bleeding, drenched in sweat, off timing, smacks him in the face, right? Like this is the kind of like how the guy is, right? And during the movie, he has like a past student come visit him. They're all happy and stuff, and then the past student like commits suicide, like a few days later, or weeks or months, like after that, right? After having this visit, and the guy almost like talked about how he's like, well, I don't want to blame myself because I pushed him to be this thing, but it's just kind of how he reacted to it, right? And so like didn't want to put the blame on himself.
Well,
right?
there's
Like trying
another.
to put a band-aid on this thing where he clearly fucking was
If you like
being
movies
a
like
dick
that,
to these guys. Like if you watch the movie, it's very, very.
if you
it's
like
a
movies
great
like
movie.
that, there's another movie. It's called Mathematician. It's about this guy.
I watched the Mathematician.
Yeah, that's the similar type of movie where he goes to the brink of like literally going crazy, but yet
Or no, was it the mask? No, what was that movie with the what was a good one that was a lot of people I'm sure thought was boring. That movie with Oscar Isaac where he was a gambling, like card counter or something like that.
21.
21.
Maybe I feel like it was the card counter or something like that.
There's 21. There's like a crew of.
No, this is
That
Oscar.
might,
This
that,
is,
yeah, I think
no, I'm
that's-
talking about Oscar Isaac on his own. It's got Tiffany Haddish. He's a gambler, and he like gets. He usually just gambles with his own money, and then he started like basically gambling with others. I forgot what it's called. Like,
So apparently there's this dude out there. I don't know his name. He's covered in tattoos.
yeah, the
always
card
wears a-
counter, just like that. Great movie.
So
Great movie. I liked it.
talking about that, there's this kid. He's covered in tattoos. Wears a hat like a baseball cap at all times. It constantly goes, and apparently he plays a lot of baccarat, and he's the only person that's been banned out of all the casinos. Right, basically.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But they cannot figure out how he's doing it to win against the house at all times. And you know when you listen to
I saw a clip the other day. He like calls in before he goes to see if he's allowed.
Yes.
And this and that, and then he'll
they'll
like,
send
for
like
example,
hookers and
he-
stuff like that,
the-
try to get him off the
they
game.
talked about how he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go in just to watch over Drake. I'm not playing, and they're like, okay, that's fine. You can come and Drake can play, and you can like Drake, like be Drake, and he was.
But like no advising, shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, they actually said he was allowed to advise. Like he was allowed to sit there and coach him. Yeah,
So
that's Drake, bro.
so
It's
and
privilege.
he
It's Drake, bro.
but see here's the thing, but
True,
he will
that's
never
more.
teach. He never teaches someone how to play the baccarat. He's been winning. No one else. Apparently, somebody taught it to him, and he won't reveal who it is, and like they cannot figure out how
Yeah.
is it that he's winning against the house all this time. Like, and you listen to him. I don't know. A lot of it, I think, is more of a conspiracy theory. Like he'll say they'll send out really pretty girls to throw him off the game. He'll park his car in a valet instead of keeping the car up front. They'll like drive it somewhere else. You know what I mean? I could see that doing that. And he'll come in a Ferrari, and I would drive his Ferrari to the back of the lot if he didn't tip me up front, or I knew he's not going to tip me. They're going to be like, no, bitch, your car is going to be with all the other cars.
Yeah, all
like,
the
you
way
don't
back
deserve
there.
to be up front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he treats the valets and whatnot, but apparently he's been not allowed in any of the casinos, but they cannot figure out how he's doing it.
Yeah.
So then they keep banning him. Like, to me, that's crazy, though. Like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
your casino's losing hella money and you can't figure out, so you're gonna ban someone because he's beating you at your own game. Like, that's crazy.
It's just that you look at the odds of a casino for an average person, right? It's
Yeah.
that the house wins. The house wins, right? I've never been into gambling or playing the lottery or
It's
anything like
dumb,
that.
bro. Gambling is
You just-
dumb.
I
Man.
mean,
I
I
never
just-
get into it.
I never got into it because I took statistics, and so I know the odds, right? Like how that shit's set up. Like I would like to go. Like for example, they were actually talking about the other day. Like let's go to Hard Rock, right? And I was like, all right, I'll go. I'll probably like try and play some poker, lose I don't know $100, whatever. But like I'll go because I like enjoying playing poker. But like actually like to think that I'm gonna win and make money, fuck no. I know that's not gonna happen, right? Like it's just so hard. Like that's just such a high risk thing to do. And then like playing poker takes so much like reading, right? Like for example, like my dad plays poker with his friends, right? And he talks about how like he knows people's things, like their tells. Like, oh, when this person has a good hand, he does this, or when they have a bad hand,
Well,
they
how
do
long
this.
he's been doing it?
Bro, they've
with
been
them?
playing poker with each other for years.
Yeah, and he knows that. Now, imagine you sitting at the table and needing to figure out, like, quick.
Yeah,
a
with
couple
these
of hands.
random people, right? And so that shit's stupid hard. Like the casino is set up like that. You know what I mean? Like at least these guys, like what they do is
Well, they don't make any money off of poker tables.
No,
It's the
no,
slot
not
machines that they
not
make,
poker.
roulette.
Yeah. But I'm saying all of it is
21.
set up for you to lose. All of it. All of it.
Yeah, except
Even-
for
even-
poker. Except for poker. Because you're
Even-
losing
even-
against other people. You're not losing against the house.
Yeah.
Baccarat is against the house.
I get what you're saying. You're losing against other people, but the odds are still very against
Texas
you.
Hold'em? No.
They're still pretty against you. The odds that you're gonna get good cards. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The odds of winning are still against you.
Yeah.
Right? You got to know how to play and be able to call. You
Like
be able to fold when you know to fold. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
To me, that shit's boring, bro. It's just not fast enough for me.
What, poker?
Poker or any of those games, it's just not fast enough for me.
You need something a little more high paced.
Yeah, like jiu-jitsu is fast enough for me.
Jiu-jitsu.
I like that.
Oh shit. Let's wrap it up, guys. It's late. I'm
All
tired.
right, guys. Well, episode 56.
Thank you for everybody who came in the chat. Natalie,
America's
my mom.
birthday or not, we're on as usual. But yeah, guys.
Natalie,
happy 4th to
I
all
saw
of you.
There was a few people in here.
Your
Thank
mom,
you guys for coming
Nat.
to watch. You guys have a good night. We'll see you on Thursday. Yeah, regularly scheduled programming. You guys